Whitehall, 1212.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time in history, Scotland Yard opens its official files to bring you the authentic, true stories of some of its most baffling cases.
These are the true stories, the plain, unvarnished facts, just as they occurred, reenacted for you by an all-British cast. Only the names of the participants have for obvious reasons been changed. The stories are presented with the full cooperation of Scotland Yard.
Research on Whitehall 1212 comes from Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Chief Superintendent John Davidson will brief you on this case, number 381397.
Good afternoon. This Gladstone bag is one of my exhibits in the Black Museum back there. A perfectly ordinary black Gladstone bag, vintage, I should say, of 1920. Now, it doesn't unlock any longer. The lock has been forced. But it can be opened. Now, you can guess for yourself what those stains are. You see, they're both on the lining of the bag and on this tennis racket cover, which has been in the bag since Easter weekend of 1924. And now, if you please, here is Inspector Rafe Sylvester, who I think will tell you how this bag came into our possession here at Scotland Yard's Black Museum.
I could supply the answer quite simply and quickly, sir.
Yeah, I know that one, old boy. The owner had no further use for it.
The owner had no further use for anything, sir, except the services of Pierpoint the hangman. Robert Emmett Dignam worked very hard at being a hail fellow well met. He was a dapper man, a persuasive talker, and thus an excellent salesman, despite the fact that he was only 5 feet 2 inches tall. Dignam's wife, Olivia, who worked as a contometer operator at a salary of £3 a week, entertained certain suspicions of her husband, due largely to his undeniable attraction for other women, particularly tall women. She herself was an inch shorter than her husband, a scant 5'1" in height. One day when Robert Emmett Dignam had returned home to Kew from a weekend trip, to Manchester, he'd said, on business, Olivia Dignam came across a cloakroom ticket from Waterloo Station in the pocket of the suit he had worn. She asked an old friend of hers, Herbert Chin, for advice. Chin, who had been a detective sergeant of the Metropolitan Police, took the ticket and went to the Waterloo Station cloakroom to see what was what. He was not a particular friend of Robert Emmett Dignam, and then he came to see me at Scotland Yard.
Oh, I turned in the ticket and the man handed me a bag, a black Gladstone bag.
It was locked.
Locked, yes. But I was able to pull the sides apart a bit.
So you could see what was in it?
Yes.
What was?
It was empty.
Mm-hmm.
Except for some pieces of silk, what looked like a tennis racket case and a large knife.
Well, that's an odd combination, I agree, but...
Well, I'll take my oath. They were all stained with blood.
Chin gave me the ticket, which he had got back when he returned the bag to the cloakroom shelves. I took it and went to see for myself. I took one of the pieces of silk and sent it to the laboratory to be tested. Back came the report. Human blood. I put 2 detectives on a 24 hours a day watch of the cloakroom. At 9 o'clock the next morning, they brought him in and left him in my office. I asked him his name.
Robert Emmett Dignam, Inspector. Named after the great Irish patriot, you know.
This your bag, Mr. Dignam?
Well, I paid for it.
Is it yours?
Yes, sir. I left it in...
You know what's in it?
What I'd love to know is how it came to be here.
You left the ticket for it in a pocket of your green suit.
Oh. My beloved wife goes through my pockets.
She does, sir. At least she did in this instance.
She wants a thrashing, doesn't she?
I shouldn't let a constable catch you at it.
I shan't, thank you.
I asked you if you know what's in your bag, sir.
Nothing very important.
Shall we look? Will you unlock it? These things yours?
Well, that's my tennis racket case.
Your name is Dignam, you said?
Yes.
Initials on it are I.J.M.
Eh?
Not yours, are they?
I bought it from a friend several years ago.
These pieces of silk. And this knife. Cook's knife, big one.
I must have picked it up at the bungalow.
These stains, Mr. Dignam, can you explain them too?
Oh. Why, I'm very fond of dogs.
Dogs?
Yes, I was carrying some dog meat in the bag. Oh, odd place to carry it, I know. I had it all wrapped up in these bits of silk. And that's where the stains came from, old boy.
What sort of meat was it?
Oh, whatever kind of meat, dog, beef or horse meat, perhaps. Oh, yeah, probably horse meat, I fancy.
That blood is from the meat.
Of course, I said...
It was human blood that caused those stains, Mr. Dignam. I should be glad to hear your explanation of that, sir.
Well, all I can say is that it was dog's meat.
What kind of dogs do you have, sir?
Oh, I haven't got any... I mean...
What do you find so amusing, sir?
All this is making me sound quite like a murderer, isn't it?
Mr. Dignam, I must detain you on suspicion of murder.
Look here.
And I warn you that anything you say will be taken down in writing and may be used in evidence. If you have anything to say now, I'll be glad to hear it.
Well, I'll have to think about that.
Mr. Dignam thought. He thought for a long time. Sitting in my office, staring out of the window at the rain. 10 minutes went by. I looked at him.
I've got to get some things straight in my mind.
Take your time, Mr. Dignam, I said. He sighed, asked for a drink of water, drank it thirstily, and returned to his staring out the window. Another 15 minutes went by. Speaking to me, Mr. Dignam, I asked.
I suppose you know all about this, don't you?
I've no intention of telling you what we know, Mr. Dignam. It's for you to tell us if you want to. You've been warned.
What?
That anything you say may be used in evidence.
Yes. Well, it isn't murder. What are you writing down?
What you've just said.
Oh. Well, it isn't murder. I've been very foolish, perhaps. Write that down, too. I'll make a statement now. I've got it all straight, what to say.
When you are ready, Mr. Dignam.
I do not know who this fellow was, this man. I'd gone for a weekend's rest to the bungalow. I've been very exhausted. I worked very hard, you understand, and I felt the need for a rest. Alone, all by myself. To recuperate, to regain my strength. I didn't tell my wife or anyone where I was going. I wanted no interruptions, you understand, either business or domestic. Are you getting all that?
Yes.
I had come across this place in my travels. A capital place to be alone, I thought at once. To rest, to refresh myself, I thought at once. A genuine deserted cottage on the deserted seashore. I told no one about my plans. I took only just a few articles of clothing. And, of course, the tennis racket.
The tennis racket you refer to is the one that was in the case marked with the initials IJM.
That's the one. The one I bought from someone several years ago. I went to this place alone and settled down for the evening. About midnight, I was awakened from a sound sleep by a sound. Shall I go slower?
Thank you, I'm getting it all right.
A man, a tramp by his appearance, I have no clue whatever to his identity, burst into my room. He told me he wanted my money. I leaped out of bed, and seeing he was much larger than I, started to retreat. He seized an axe.
An axe?
It was used for chopping up firewood, and he threw it at me. He attacked me first. Got that?
Yes.
The axe rebounded from the wall, and the handle was broken. Then, despite the difference in our sizes, I grappled with him. He slipped and fell, his head striking the edge of a large coal scuttle alongside the fireplace. He did not get up. To my horror, I discovered he was dead. Have you got that?
Yes.
I'm afraid I lost my head. I carried the body into the other room. Then I think I fainted. When I recovered consciousness, I was horrified to find the body still on the couch where I had placed it. Then I made my greatest mistake. I was panicky. I thought I might be accused of murder. My first thought was to dispose of the body. Do you know what I did?
No.
I first tried to burn the body in the fireplace. The clothes caught on fire, but I grew more frightened. I put on my coat and I walked to Eastbourne, where I bought the large knife, the one in the bag. I came back, and then when I got back into
will
the car...
spare you the rest of Robert Emmett Dignam's gruesome story, except for the curious commentary Herbert Chin, the friend of Mrs. Dignam's maid on the case.
The man was,
Dignam was concluding his statement when the telephone rang.
I'm a fool.
Excuse me. Inspector Sylvester here.
Herbert Chin here.
Oh, how do you do?
I take it you got him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I saw his wife. I told her it was his raincoat Dignam had left at the Waterloo cloakroom, but she won't be satisfied.
Oh?
Well, she's sure it's something to do with some woman he's been chasing. Has it turned out that way? I mean, is it permissible to ask you that?
Turns out quite different, it seems, tell her.
Well, she'll be glad to hear that. She keeps insisting this Manning girl is involved in it somehow. Oh, she'll be very glad.
What was that name?
Manning. Irene Josephine Manning, that's her full name, I believe.
I looked over at the initials on the tennis racket case in the black Gladstone bag. I.J.M. Irene Josephine Manning. So that was the name of the former owner. Was it also the name of... Go on, Mr. Dignam, I said. I didn't mention the name of Irene Josephine Manning to Dignam at this time. Rather, I sat and squirmed with impatience while he told me more details of the place where the alleged tramp had been accidentally killed. It was at a place called the Crumbles, a long stretch of shingle on Pevensey Bay near Eastbourne in East Sussex. Shingle, as you Americans perhaps do not know, it's a kind of pebbly, rocky beach, very unpleasant underfoot. The Crumbles is as desolate a spot as could be found on the southeast coast. Windy and dreary, deserted by nearly all human life. The cottage where the tragedy had occurred, Dignam told me, bore the quaint name of the officer's house, part of a former Coast Guard station. And Dignam had rented it from a Mr. Saul Brainerd. When Dignam had finished his statement, he was tucked into a cell at Cannon Row Police Station, and I motored to Eastbourne to interview Mr. Brainerd.
I'm Brainerd, Inspector. What have I done now?
You've rented a house, Mr. Brainerd.
Well, I suppose it was a crime to charge 3.5 guineas a week for that place. Oh, I'll go along peacefully.
You did rent it to Mr. Dignam, then?
Dignam? I told me his name was Plunkett. Old Irish family, he said. Related to Lord Dunsany. A little bit of a chap.
Recognize him again, would you?
Oh, he's unmistakable. Cocky little beggar.
Paid up, of course.
Oh, for 2 more weeks. Well, that's why I haven't been around there. Said he liked privacy, and I'm no trespasser, though I am a landlord.
I wonder when you saw him last.
Well, I saw him and his wife come in. I was cycling by.
He didn't see you.
Well, I don't think so. He was up there on the road.
His wife?
Oh, great tall girl.
Sure it wasn't another man you saw?
Great mop of blonde hair blowing in the wind. We've no long-haired men around here. Leave that for London. Besides, he did mention his wife to me when he rented the place, seems to me.
Well, when was that?
Oh, Saturday evening. Late afternoon, rather. Why, what's up?
Haven't seen him since? Or her?
Haven't been around. Said he was looking for privacy, as I said.
Yes, I expect he was.
A good place for it.
Yes. Would you come to London and see if you recognize him?
Isn't he here?
No.
I say, old chap, what's up?
Things. Would you?
Well, the fare to London...
Oh, the Home Office will pay it.
Oh, in that case, the answer's yes. Well, won't mind if I go round to my tailor's whilst I'm there, will you?
Not at all, if you'll come.
Say no more. I'm your man for a free trip to London. What else can I do for you? Spot of whiskey? A cup of tea?
Thanks. Just let me use your keys to get in the place.
She'll let you in.
I doubt she's there.
I don't know if I should let you in, old boy, after all.
I've got a search warrant.
Oh, something is out there. What are you looking for? Proceeds of a bank robbery?
Well, hardly a robbery.
Oh, you won't talk, eh? Well, look, the big one here's for the front door. This one? Oh, well, all the others are for various rooms. They're labeled, see? Sure you won't need any help, then?
No, thanks. Like to go back to London with me today? We'll catch the up train at 4:30, shall we?
Oh, righty-ho.
Righty-ho. Well, thanks, old chap. I'll see you later. I walked over to the dismal little walled house. It had a dank look. I glanced over my shoulder. Brainerd was still watching me. I walked through the gate in the wall, and I couldn't see him any longer. Up to the house. The sound of the sea. The smell of the sea. And then another smell. I remembered the time the sergeant cook at Knotty Ash Rest Camp in Southampton had let a pork roast catch on fire and we went without dinner. I felt like... Well, never mind. I unlocked the door and opened it. I walked in. There was the fireplace choked with ashes. There was the coal scuttle. He said the tramp cracked his head on fatally. Tin. Crumpled tin. There was the axe. The axe, he said, had been thrown at him. The handle was broken. Exactly the way he said it was. Bloodstains, I thought they were on the floor. What's that? White thread. Looks like a long blonde hair. Huh. Let's keep that. What's in the other room? What's that? Leather heel. High heel. Of a woman's dark blue shoe. What's that? Bloodstain. And here, too. And the tramp died when he struck his head on the coal scuttle out there. Let's review it all again, I thought to myself. The broken axe handle. Check. The crumpled coal scuttle. Might be. I doubt it. The woman's high heel. Maybe. The woman, the wife that Brainerd saw. The knife, he said he bought it in Eastbourne. Who's that? Brainerd.
Did I interrupt you, Inspector? Come on, the London train's due in 20 minutes and we've just got time. I don't want to miss the free trip to the city, old man.
We caught the next train. Just caught it, as a matter of fact, because I had to stop at all the ironmonger shops in Eastbourne to inquire about a cook's knife. I deposited Brainerd at the West End Hotel and went home for a night's sleep. 7 o'clock the next morning. I called Alfred Ormerod, the Home Office pathologist at home. He was annoyed.
It better be important, Sylvester. I've got lather all over my face.
Well, take my word for it, Alfred.
But take your word for what, man?
It's important.
Well, go ahead. My face itches.
Can you tell the difference between a man's body and a woman's?
Are you daft?
When they've been destroyed by fire?
I repeat my question. Have you taken leave of your senses, Sylvester?
What's the answer?
No. Now, look, my face feels...
Will you come to the office at the Yard at once, please?
I'll be there at 9:30. Not a second earlier.
But look...
I suggest that you go shave yourself, Inspector.
I'll see you at 9:30. Good morning.
Well, that's that. Oh. Inspector Sylvester here.
Oh, Chin. Herbert Chin here, Sylvester. I've been trying to get you, but your telephone's been busy.
What do you want?
Well, look here, about this chap Dignam.
What about him?
Oh, you remember I mentioned that girl, that Irene Manning, to you yesterday? The girl he was chasing after?
Yes?
Well, look here, she's disappeared.
How do you know?
Well, her sister. Her sister, Jolie Manning, she's at Mrs. Dignam's home right now, screaming for Dignam's blood.
Oh?
She says her sister's been missing since Saturday afternoon, and she's certain she's gone away with Dignam.
Dignam's in Cannon Row Police Station.
Oh, but where's Irene Manning?
Is this sister with Mrs. Dignam now?
Yes.
Can you bring her to my office at Scotland Yard at once?
Well, I'll try.
I'll be there in less than half an hour. Goodbye.
But...
Now, where are my trousers? Oh. Yes? Inspector Sylvester here.
Cannon Row Police Station here, sir. Sorry to bother you with this hour, sir, but
What's the matter?
this prisoner of yours, Dignam,
What's wrong with him?
he's been raising all kinds of canes. Says he wants to see you at once. Says it's extremely important.
Well, send him over to my office at the yard with a couple of men. I'll see him.
Is he dangerous, sir?
He is.
How soon do you want him, sir?
I'll be there in 20 minutes. I hope.
Thank you, sir. I'll be glad to get rid of him.
Goodbye. Now, if that thing rings just once more... But it didn't. I got to my office at New Scotland Yard, still adjusting my braces. I glanced at the clock. It was 5 minutes before 8. In the waiting room, Herbert Chin sat beside a tall, blonde girl. I'll see you in a moment, I muttered, and went on into my office. There was Robert Emmett Dignam, flanked by 2 large constables. He jumped up when he saw me.
There you are at last.
Well...
Look here, I didn't murder anyone.
So you said, Mr. Dignam.
I mean, this tramp who attacked me with the axe fell and smashed his own head. That's all that happened.
And, you disposed of the body, you said?
Well, I was confused. I was frightened. I didn't know what I was doing.
I'm sorry.
Well, you can't keep me in jail for that, you know.
I'm afraid I can't do anything for you, Mr. Dignam. That's a matter for the magistrate.
I'll get a writ of habeas corpus.
Do you have anything to add to your statement of yesterday, Mr. Dignam?
I told you everything. I've nothing to add.
Well, when you have, I'll be glad to take it down in writing. Until then, I'm sorry.
Listen to me, you. Now listen, I tell
take
you...
the little man away, Constable,
I'm going to
please.
jail. You're not going to hang me. You're not going to... Let me...
Herbert Chin came in with a tall, blonde girl whom he introduced.
This is Miss Jolie Manning, Inspector.
Sit down, Miss Manning.
My sister's gone.
Do you have any idea where she is, Miss Manning?
Yes. That man Dignam murdered her.
What makes you think that?
Well, I really lent him money, and I know what he did with it. She thought he was speculating with it to make some more money for both of them. And he lost it on the races.
How do you know that, Miss Manning?
Irene was the one that found it out. I know all about it. He promised to desert his wife and marry her. And he told her they'd go to South America when she accused him of spending every penny she'd saved.
Well, that doesn't argue that he murdered her, Miss Manning.
Then where is she? Tell me where she is if he didn't kill her.
Now, Jolie, please.
You keep quiet. I know where she went with him last Saturday. He told her to come to Eastbourne with him.
Eastbourne?
Yes. He told her he'd give her the money there at his cottage. And, well, she told me about it. I told her she was a fool, but she wouldn't go. And he's murdered her. I tell you, he's robbed her of every penny she owned. And when she wasn't any more use to him, he took her away and murdered her. He murdered her. She told him she'd have him arrested and put in prison for the rest of his life for stealing her money, and he killed her. Oh, poor Irene.
He said he walked to the village and bought a knife after the tramp had died. The ironmonger in Eastbourne said a little man who was with a tall, blonde woman had bought the heavy knife when they got off the train in Eastbourne. They laughed together about it, he said. He bought the knife before they went to the cottage, and they laughed together about it. Alfred Ormerod, the pathologist, you remember, came in at 9:30. He left on the 10:03 for Eastbourne with his murder kit, promising to telephone me. At 10:15, the landlord Brainerd came in.
I'm sorry I'm late, but I've just been to the bank.
Bank?
That thief Plunkett.
Plunkett? Oh, Dignam.
Oh, whatever his name is. I just got a check back from the bank stamped R.D. My wife sent it to me from Eastbourne. No funds, the bank says. I'll have him hanged.
I walked over to Cannon Row with Brainerd. He recognized Dignam at once as Plunkett, and the dapper little man was charged again, this time with obtaining money by false pretenses. He again pleaded with me.
Even if the man died, even if I did dispose of the body, Inspector, they can't do anything to me for murder. Even if I killed him, it's manslaughter, isn't it? Justifiable homicide. It's self-defense.
I'm sorry, Dignam. Perhaps Robert Emmett Dignam already felt the clammy touch of the hangman's hands on his neck. At 4 o'clock that afternoon, Alfred Ormerod telephoned me from Eastbourne.
Hello, Sylvester. I've been working all day here at the cottage. I've never seen such a diabolical thing. All those ashes in the fireplace are human ashes. Yes, I can prove it. Although the ashes of the bones have apparently been crushed to powder. It's almost perfect destruction of a body. Yes, I found the heel of a woman's liver. That can be identified, I'm sure. I also found several other things. Traces of ashes have been carried out of the house. 2 small pins. Hair clips, I think you call them, near the door. He was going to throw the ashes into the sea. Yes, I found it, too. It was snagged under a rock at the water's edge. Yes. 2 or 3 blonde hairs still adhered to it. I'm sure you can identify it by the teeth. A young woman, yes. And the marks on the back just above the point where the neck joins it. Yes. It was crushed. No, it couldn't have been caused by a fall against the coal scuttle. The scuttle's too flimsy. Besides, the wounds don't fit any part of the coal scuttle. They do fit the blade of the axe, though. Right. I'm afraid you're hanged.
He did hang. When it was demonstrated in court that he had bought the knife before he enticed the girl to the cottage, they laughed over it together, the ironmonger said. When they fitted the axe into the wounds on what Alfred Ormerod proved was a young, blonde-haired girl's skull, when the whole sorry tale was told about his relations with Irene Manning and his fleecing of her money, then the jury said, guilty. And dapper little Robert Emmett Dignam was hanged.
You have just heard another in the series Whitehall 1212, compiled from the official files of Scotland Yard. The research is from Percy Hoskins of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper.
Whitehall 1212.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time in history, Scotland Yard opens its official files to bring you the authentic, true stories of some of its most baffling cases.
These are the true stories, the unvarnished facts, just as they occurred, reenacted for you by an all-British cast. Only the names of the participants have for obvious reasons been changed. The stories are presented with the full cooperation of Scotland Yard.
Research on Whitehall 1212 is from Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Now, here is Chief Superintendent John Davidson of Scotland Yard, the curator of the famous Black Museum, to brief you on case number 330220.
If you're planning murder, which I sincerely hope you're not, a visit to the Black Museum here will most certainly, I believe, serve as a deterrent. Here we have a large collection of murder weapons, from the simplest to the most ingenious, and most of them have been used effectually. Now, here's a knife, still stained with a murdered man's dried blood. Yeah, the user of that knife was hanged. And here is a revolver bullet from a man's brain. Yeah, the man who fired that shot was hanged. And the one-time possessor of this tiny phial, which at the time contained poison, thought to murder her husband. Yeah, the hangman ended her career, too. And this carpenter's mallet here. The wielder of that one drew a trip to the execution shed for the unorthodox use of it. You know, most murderers are caught, and they die more ignominiously than their victims. And here in the Black Museum lie the instruments that encompass two deaths, the victim's and the murderer's own. This innocent tool once fell into evil hands. It's all that remains. Now, Chief Inspector Nigel Loring knows a great deal about this case, number 330220.
The old heathens used to believe that their gods were the ones who inspired mortals to murder. This god has the bloodiest murder record of them all.
Who was that, Nigel? Mars, the god of war?
No, John. His name is Cupid. He was the god of love. When Thomas Becket Appleby married Alma Virginia Farnestock in Canada, he was 70 years old. Alma Virginia was 39. They had both been married before. Her first husband was dead, and Thomas Appleby had divorced his first wife to marry the attractive middle-aged widow. The affair had been a 9-day scandal in their Canadian home, and they had shortly removed to Bournemouth near Southampton to take up what might be called life anew. When I was first assigned to the case, I asked Uncle Tom Cobley, the village ancient of Bournemouth, to describe the Applebys to me.
Appleby? Why, he be a bitter old man. No, he's a good score of years younger than I be. Never pays no attention to nobody excepting his money and his bottle. Forgot everything but that that wife of his even, mister.
And Mrs. Alma Appleby?
Eh?
Mrs. Alma Appleby.
Oh, she's pretty, even if she be no chicken. He don't pay her no mind, even if half of the men in Bournemouth be in love with her, mister, including me.
And so, when Thomas Becket Appleby died at the age of 75 from the result of a broken skull, there was scant sympathy to be expected for him, and much indeed for Alma Virginia, his wife, until Alma Virginia opened her mouth and spoke to a sergeant of the Bournemouth police station who had been summoned by Dr. Owen Trelawney, the attending physician.
I did it. I tell you I did it. Tell the coroner I did it. That's all I have to say.
Madam, do you know what you're saying in the presence of witnesses?
Certainly I know what I'm saying. I killed him. I hit him on the head with mallet. Right down.
Madam, you don't know what you're saying. You're drunk.
I was assigned to the case the following day. You know as much about the case now as I did then. Thomas Becket Appleby lay dead in a nursing home with his skull fractured in 3 places. The new-made widow, it was now near 10 the following morning, was awake after having slept nearly 12 hours after her confession to the Bournemouth sergeant. The maid, Marjorie Bates, brought her downstairs. There was nothing very attractive about Alma Virginia Appleby as she slumped into a chair in the disordered sitting room.
I need some more tea, Marjorie. Scotland Yard, eh?
Yes, Mrs. Appleby.
Well,
I was hoping you'd care to amplify the statement you made last night, Mrs. Appleby.
statement?
About your husband's death, Mrs. Appleby.
Marjorie!
Oh.
How are you ever going to bring that tea?
I was hoping you'd care to amplify that statement, Mrs. Appleby.
How?
We are wondering how your husband was murdered.
I don't know.
All
I know is I heard a noise. I came downstairs and turned on the light. And he was sitting in his easy chair, all bloody. Here's the tea. You better pour the detective some too, Marjorie. Oh, good. Oh, that's good.
Thank you. Then I'm to understand, Mrs. Appleby, that you say he had already been struck when you saw him first.
Oh, bloody dreadful. Poor Tom.
I might point out that statement hardly accords with the statement you made last night, Mrs. Appleby.
Did I make a statement last night?
You did, madam.
To whom?
To Sergeant Middleton of the Bournemouth Police.
I don't remember it. I wonder... I was so shocked by the sight of poor old Tom. He'd been drinking as usual, and I picked up the bottle and just swilled down a great drink myself. I drank a great deal, honestly. I don't remember. Perhaps I said something when you were drunk, madam? What did I say?
You said that you had murdered your husband.
I said I murdered him?
It's in the Sergeant Middleton's report.
Well, I said I killed my husband.
You did?
Why? Then... Oh, I did. You come to take me to the jail.
Well,
I'm quite ready. Marjorie, fetch my cloak. Marjorie, bring my cloak, I said. I'm going to jail.
But, look here, Mrs. Appleby.
What's going on here? I say, what's going on here?
Quite all right, George.
It is not all right. Who is this man? Who are you, fellow?
I think I might ask the same question of you, young man.
Now, don't come that on me. Is he annoying you, Aunt Alma?
I'm Chief Inspector...
Chief Inspector. I'm afraid I've forgotten your name.
Loring, Scotland Yard.
Oh, you are you? And what are you doing here? We've had enough policemen.
May I ask who this young man is, Mrs. Appleby?
This is George Evans, Chief Inspector. George has been our chauffeur. George is...
Your nephew, I gather?
I am not.
George has been almost one of the family.
And it's my duty to protect George. Well, where's he taking you?
Were you here last night, young George?
When old Tom was killed by that burglar.
Is that the way it was?
He was drunk, as usual. Answering your question, I was out in the garage working on the car, mister.
George didn't know anything about it. Till he heard me scream when I found Tom sitting there all bloody.
Dead.
I didn't know he was dead when you found him, Mrs. Appleby.
He was...
I thought you said you killed him.
What?
Oh, that's right. I did kill him. I'd forgotten.
You did not.
I did.
You did not, Alma. She couldn't.
She says she did, young man.
Well, she didn't.
I did, George. I swear.
You did not, Alma.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Appleby. I detain you on suspicion of having been involved in the murder of Thomas Beckett.
No, I tell you.
And I must warn you that anything you say will be taken down in writing and may be used in evidence.
Very well, sir.
Alma.
Be quiet. Then I say that I alone am responsible for the death of my husband. I and I alone murdered him.
But it's not...
me, George. I did it. Now, if you're ready, Chief Inspector. Aren't you going to kiss me goodbye, George?
The boy, George Percy Emmons, insisted upon accompanying Alma Appleby and me, but there was nothing for it. He had to stay behind. Mrs. Appleby wept copiously as they parted, and it was with some difficulty that the maid, Marjorie, and I were able to separate them. I glanced at young George as I closed the car door. I was a little surprised to discover that he, too, was whimpering, like a puppy left behind, and his eyes were overflowing with childish tears. I was faintly revolted at the sight of this great hulking mooncalf's behavior, and I'm afraid I spoke my mind. Bawling like a blasted baby, I said.
Poor George is a baby. Poor lamb's only 18 after all.
Only 18, I thought. If I'd bawled like that when I was 18, I'd have had my trousers well booted. It would help this great larrikin, too, I thought.
Poor George. He's so sweet.
I glanced at her curiously, I suppose. I've seen a look like that on a woman's face before. Motive. The back of my mind said to me, motive. Inattentive, grumpy, 75-year-old husband, I thought. Handsome, attentive, 18-year-old boy, and then I remembered that unmanly blubbering, that squalling like a spanked baby, and I was ashamed of myself. And when she spoke again...
My baby died when he was 2. I keep thinking of George as my baby boy.
But the love in her eyes when she turned to me, I thought uneasily, wasn't exactly the kind of love one has for a son. According to the judge's rules, one may not ask questions of a person who has been charged except to clarify any statements made. There was no need to ask Alma Appleby any questions.
Yes, I killed him. Yes, I had a reason. Reasons, rather. Tom was old and ill. He was always in poor spirits. He worried about money. He worked hard all his life, and now his savings he thought were being spent. He knew he could never get any more money. He was an old man. He was afraid of dying, but he constantly talked suicide. He always sat alone in the sitting room and drank. Every night. Half a bottle every night. Very simple. I couldn't stand it any longer. I'm not a young woman, but I'm not unattractive either, am I? I had a hard life, too. I deserve another chance, don't I? Tied to an old man. A sick old man. A drunken old man. A worried old man who constantly threatened to kill himself. He'd be better off. And I thought I'd be better off. He didn't know it. He didn't know anything. He was sitting there in his chair, drunk, like he was every night. So he wanted to die. I'd grant his wish. I'd be free. People would think a burglar or a tramp did it. So I picked up his bottle. I had to steel myself, didn't I? Yes, I drank. I drank quite a lot. He was sitting there staring at nothing at all as I drank out of his bottle. So I went out and got the mallet. George wasn't there. He didn't know anything about it. He was in the garage working. And I took the mallet and I hit Tom on the head. Just once I hit him. He didn't move or cry out or anything. I just smashed him once and he died. Then I'm afraid I drank the rest of Tom's whiskey. That's all I remember. No, I don't remember telling anyone I'd murdered him. But I expect I must have, because I did kill him, you know. I'd been thinking about it a long time, you know, and this time I made up my mind to it. I would do it, and I did do it. He died very easily. Just one smash with the mallet, and it was all over. He didn't even know it. And I feel he died happy. I'm sorry for him. I did rather like him, but... Well, that's the whole story. All of it. I thought I was doing him a favor, and everything would be all right. I could blame it on the burglar or whoever. I should have known I couldn't get away with it. Oh, yes. And be sure to put down that it was all my idea. Nobody at all had anything to do with it but me. Put it all down in writing, just the way I've told you, and I'll sign it. I murdered him. So help me. Alma Virginia Appleby.
That was the gist of what she told the examining magistrate of Bournemouth, who accordingly remanded her for trial at the Southampton Assizes later in the month. I wasn't satisfied. John Davidson, the Black Museum man, he was plain superintendent then, was in Bournemouth visiting his great aunt who was afflicted with sciatica. John, having escaped the ailing aunt for a morning, had attended the examination. Afterward, he and I repaired to the nearest pub. John was not happy.
None of my business, Loring, but that woman's lying.
She lied about the number of times old Tom Appleby was tapped on the head with a mallet.
The doctor said 3 times. She insisted it was only once.
Well, she was pretty drunk.
Granted. So let's have some more pigs here, shall we?
Right. Miss, 2 of the same, please.
Right, sir.
Granted that she has made a mistake there. Granted that she was undoubtedly a little script, as I shall probably be if I have much more of this beer. Thank you, miss. But what murderer ever forgets how many times he strikes his victim? Cheers.
Cheers.
More than meets the eye, say I.
Oh, that's the way I feel, too. Call me down here from Scotland Yard. First thing that happens, the woman confesses.
Confessed the Bournemouth policeman before, didn't she?
While she was drunk.
She a drinking woman?
Apparently not. Dr. Trelawney told me old Appleby did all the drinking in the family.
So at the risk of sounding like a fool, I say that circumstances alter cases.
Well, murdering one's husband can be said to be something of a circumstance, sir.
Well, covering up a murder of a husband by somebody else could also said to be circumstance, Loring.
Ah.
Isn't it?
Who's she covering up, then?
I don't know.
Wasn't anybody who hated the old man, apparently? No.
Don't you know?
Well, after all, I've been here a very short time, sir, and the case is closed.
Well, it's the hangman that closes murder cases, Loring.
I know that.
See, I noticed another thing.
What's that, sir?
She seemed very anxious to impress on everyone the fact that this murder was her own idea.
Yes.
See, I know quotation.
Yes, sir?
Shakespeare, Hamlet.
Oh. What is it, sir?
The lady doth protest too much, methinks. Yeah, I seem to be full of wise saws and modern instances to tell, Loring.
Yes, sir.
You know, French have a saying, sachez la femme, if my pronunciation is right.
Well, we've got the woman, sir. We don't have to look for her.
Excuse me, I got my genders mixed up. In that case, look for the man, old boy.
The man's dead, sir.
Is he the only one?
The good gray superintendent drank up his beer and left at the bedside of his great aunt. I paid the score and set out for Canary Villa, the place where the tragedy had occurred, thinking to make certain discreet inquiries of the maid Marjorie. The doors were open. Marjorie was absent. I wandered through the silent, dreary house, looking in every room. The place was deserted. And I heard a noise. The garage, I decided. I followed my ears. I watched young George for quite a while before he discovered me.
What do you want?
I'd like to ask you a few questions, George, if you don't mind.
Oh, you're the policeman.
Chief Inspector Loring, that's right.
I've got nothing to say to you. You're trying to hang my Aunt Alma.
No, I'm not, George. I don't think...
She didn't do it. I told you she didn't do it. I know.
You got any suspicions, George?
Well, of course. Some thief, some tramp or something done it.
Really think so?
Yes.
I don't think a tramp did it.
Well, she didn't do it.
I'm sure of that.
Can you prove that, mister?
Frankly, no. Look, George, I have an idea it was someone that didn't like Mr. Appleby.
Who?
I thought perhaps you could tell me if he had any enemies.
I don't know any.
Go on with your work, George. We can talk.
I'm almost done.
Well, I'll help you. I'm a pretty good motor mechanic.
Well, I was just straightening this thing.
Well, I'll give you a hand.
I suppose I should feel sorry for old Tom.
You don't?
No. I didn't like him. He didn't like me either.
You'd know, I suppose, if anybody ever indicated that he hated Mr. Appleby.
Of course. I knew them both pretty well. Worked here 6 months. No, 7.
She didn't hate him.
Alma? Aunt Alma, you mean? No, she certainly didn't. Put up with an awful lot from him, though. Was frightful. Always grousing at her when I drove around the countryside in the car. Always drunk.
She drink, too?
No. Only that night. When she found him with those 3 holes in his head.
Was he struck 3 times?
3 jolly great smashes.
And you don't have any idea who did it?
This burglar.
Burglar?
Well, whoever it was.
Where did the mallet come from that he was killed with?
Well, it was ours. Cops took it away.
Well, I hope they find whoever it was.
Well, if you cops are any good.
We're trying. That's why I'm talking to you, George.
Huh? Why?
Hoped you might be able to help her.
Listen, mister. I'd give my life for her.
Well,
I love her.
she's been very nice to you, I understand.
I love her. She's the sweetest, the most adorable, the most...
Well...
Huh?
She's going to hang.
No, she's not. She didn't do it.
Confess, George.
They won't let me see her.
Now, George.
I've got to see her, I tell you. I've got to see her.
Why is it so important? Why, George?
Because they'll hang her. They'll hang Alma, and she didn't do it. She didn't murder Tom, and they're going to hang her for something she didn't do.
But what good will it do for you to see her?
I'll tell you what good it'll do. I know who did it. I know, I tell you. Do you hear me? I know who killed Tom Appleby.
Who?
I know who murdered him, and so does she. I've got to talk to her, or they'll hang her.
Alma Virginia Appleby's life was in desperate jeopardy. She had been remanded for trial, and no power on earth is sufficient to alter the slow, regular course of British justice before that trial takes place. Not even a confession by another person can change her status, that of a prisoner awaiting trial before a jury of her peers. I explained that to George Percy Emmons. "You're coming to the rescue a trifle late, young George," I said. "It might be that you're too late."
I've got to save her. I love her. And she loves me.
This is George Percy Emmons' statement.
I have worked as chauffeur and general handyman for about 7 months for Alma and Tom Appleby. Alma, Mrs. Appleby, has been very good to me. She said I'm like what her dead son might have grown up to be. He did not like me. He didn't like anybody. He was always drunk. And he mistreated Alma, Mrs. Appleby. She tried to keep away from him. She always asked me to drive her to various places so she could be away from him and his tyranny. I love her very much. 3 months ago, I asked her to marry me. First, she laughed at me. And then she cried. She said that she was old enough to be my mother. I said that I was old enough to become her husband. But she said she already had a husband. And I said he was a bad husband, and old, and ill-mannered. And she agreed. But she said he was her husband, and she'd sworn to be his wife. I told her I loved her, but she said, "No, that is evil." I asked her, if she didn't have Tom for a husband, would she marry me? She cried and said, "You must not say that to me." I asked her many more times to marry me when Tom died. 6 times. Tom was old, and he was no good, and he mistreated her. And finally, the 7th time, I asked her if she would marry me if Tom was dead. She cried some more, and I begged her to answer me, and at last she said yes, and she kissed me, and said again she would marry me if I still wanted her to, after Tom was dead. And I thought about it a long time. On the night Tom was killed, on that night, I'd brought her back from a trip in the country, and we were very happy. She kissed me when we came home, and she said she loved me. And my heart was breaking. And then when Tom got drunk that night, he hit her, when she told him he shouldn't drink so much because it was affecting his health. And then I decided. I waited till she and Marjorie, the maid, went upstairs to bed, and then I got the mallet from the garage, and I stole into the house, and Tom was sitting in his chair, and he was in a stupor, and he didn't hear me. And I crept up behind him, and I hit him 3 times on his bald head, very hard, so I heard the bone crack. And he slid down in the chair, and he was dead, I thought. And I thought, now we can be married, Alma and me. But when I went to the staircase to go up and tell her, I looked up, and she was standing there, and she had seen it all. And everything I did, killing him, had come to naught. And I am a murderer, and Alma must not hang, although I surely shall. This is my confession. Write it down, and I will sign it. So help me, George Percy Emmons.
George Percy Emmons was remanded for trial by the same magistrate who had examined Alma Virginia Appleby. They were tried together at the Southampton Assizes a little more than a month after Thomas Appleby had died. Both defendants pleaded guilty. Both seemed, as one crime reporter complained, to outdo the other in protestations, not of innocence, but of guilt. Unlike almost every case where a man and a woman have been accused of murder, they did not attempt to fix the guilt on one another, but each seemed determined to save the other's life at the cost of his own. This was the verdict of the jury.
Members of the jury, are you agreed upon your verdict?
Yes, sir.
Do you find the prisoner, Alma Virginia Appleby, guilty or not guilty of murder?
Not guilty.
Do you find the prisoner, George Percy Emmons, guilty or not guilty of murder?
Guilty. We should like to add a rider to that. We recommend him to mercy.
George Percy Emmons, you stand convicted of murder. Have you to say anything why the court should not give you judgment of death according to law?
I wish that...
Let the prisoner, Alma Virginia Appleby, be discharged.
George, take me! Take me!
And so they hanged 18-year-old George Emmons. And on the day he was hanged, Alma, the woman who was old enough to be his mother, but young enough to have wanted to be his wife, sat down and wrote a letter. She sealed it, addressed it to the people of England. And standing in the room where Thomas à Becket Appleby had died by her lover's hand, she stabbed herself through the heart. Justice was done.
You have heard another in the series Whitehall 1212, compiled from the official files of Scotland Yard. Research on Whitehall 1212 is by Percy Hoskins of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time in history, Scotland Yard opens its official files to bring you the authentic, true stories of some of its most baffling cases.
These are the true stories, the unvarnished facts just as they occurred, reenacted for you by an all-British cast. Only the names of the participants have for obvious reasons been changed. The stories are presented with the full cooperation of Scotland Yard.
Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Here to brief you on Scotland Yard file number 1098002 is Chief Superintendent John Davidson.
Here in the Black Museum of Scotland Yard, we have only one memento of case number 1098002, but it is a notable one. This is a bottle, alas only partly full now, of one of the finest unblended pot-stilled Scotch whisky that mortal man has ever tasted. I say its name with the proper respect. Its label says Jew of Glenlivet. Only 3 or 4 drinks remain in it. But I expect that wee drop is quite safe. A, the bottle is sealed. And B, I doubt that there exists any Englishman who would care to drink after the man who lost owned it. No, it's not poisoned in the conventional sense. But this Jew of Glenlivet helped to poison a man's mind. It's a shame that such an excellent product should even once be put to such an end by such people as those who gave it to the man who last owned it. Don't you agree, Commander Leonard?
I find myself speechless at such sacrilege, John.
This is Commander Leonard, head of the famous special branch of the CID at Scotland Yard.
I may say that the late owner of the bottle was a greater criminal than appears on his record.
Well, how so, Commander? I thought...
He diluted that noble whiskey with ginger ale, John. The city of Ottawa, in Canada, is often thought of as an American city, which of course it is. But it is also the capital city of the Dominion of Canada, and as such, a very important part of the British Commonwealth of Nations. I take you back now to September of the year 1945 in Ottawa. In the Royal Canadian Mounted Police headquarters there, early in that month, Inspector John Miller of the RCMP was speaking on the telephone with a representative of the Canadian Ministry of Justice.
Who's it speaking, please?
This is Mr. Dufresne, sir. And may I ask to whom I'm speaking?
Inspector Miller, RCMP.
How do you do, Inspector?
Well, that's not important. What I want to know is, do you know a man named Igor Kovenko?
I do, sir. But may I ask why, please?
Well, he's here in my office, mister.
I must warn you about him, Inspector. He's a dangerous man.
He says he was in to see you this afternoon.
That is true, sir. He is a very dangerous...
Dangerous my foot.
I beg your pardon?
I said dangerous my foot. Sitting here scared to death.
Scared, sir. I must say I can hardly believe that.
He says he walked out of the code room of the Russian embassy this afternoon where he's been employed with some highly secret documents. He says he brought these documents to the Ministry of Justice and was told to go home and stop bothering you. Is that true?
We hardly put it in those exact terms, my dear man, but...
Did you throw him out?
We told him we could engage in no negotiations whatever with a representative of a foreign power with whom the British government are not at war, sir.
You didn't look at any of the documents he smuggled out of the Soviet embassy code room?
Naturally not, sir.
You didn't know he was fed up with communism?
We did not believe him, sir. I say, look here...
You didn't believe he wanted to aid the British government?
Look here, Inspector...
You turned down information that might be of the utmost importance to Britain and Canada.
We believed him to be an extraordinarily clumsy spy, sir.
Well, he isn't.
What's he?
I said he isn't.
And may I ask how you know that, Inspector?
You may, sir.
Uh-huh.
Mister, half hour ago, a squad of Russian thugs, led by the chief security officer of the Soviet embassy in person, broke into Kovenko's apartment, armed with pistols and Tommy guns. And...
Are you joking, sir?
I am not. This was an official search party. They were going to take Kovenko and his whole family away with them, or murder them if necessary. Fortunately, he was able to get through to the RCMP, and we took care of the matter, sir.
What did you do, Inspector?
We spanked a lot of Russian behinds. We brought Kovenko and his family, including the children here, to the station for protection. I think you'd better get over here in the morning real early before the Ruskies get here with a writ of habeas corpus. Because from what they said, they have some very interesting plans for the Kovenko family.
I must report this to my chief, Inspector.
Yeah, do that. And tell him to hire a Russian translator if these papers he swiped are what he says they are.
I'll telephone my chief at once, sir. And thank you very much for calling, sir. Good night.
Bureaucrats.
Igor Kovenko, the code clerk, had not only taken copies of secret documents with him, he had also a copy of the Soviet embassy's most confidential code book itself. The documents, accordingly broken into plain Russian and translated into English, were startling. This is a paraphrase of the contents of one of them.
Facts given by Alec.
Excuse me. I should explain that the name Alec proved to be the Russians' identification name for the man who had betrayed British secrets to them. Go on, please.
Facts given by Alec include specific information about the atom bomb dropped on Hiroshima in August. He also states that the amount of uranium-233 at the Clinton magnetic separation plant in Canada is 400 grams daily.
Another.
Alec handed over to us a platinum container with 162 micrograms of uranium-233 in oxide form. He will keep us advised of further developments in the production of the atom bomb.
Another.
I enclosed data on the American proximity shell for anti-aircraft, supplied to us by Alec.
There are several others, only one of which I can even now reveal to you. That I will give you presently. All these messages were addressed to the director and signed by Colonel Vladimir Rabukhin, the Soviet military attaché in Ottawa. I was summoned to the Foreign Office a few days before the 1st of October, shown the translations, and told the whole story as it was cabled from Ottawa. The special branch, of which I was then the head, was to take over. Take over what, I asked? Isn't all this taking place in Canada? A very important gentleman in the then British government showed me another of the documents. I promised you I'd tell you about that one, if you please.
To Colonel Rabukhin, Ottawa. Work out and send by courier all arrangements for the meeting.
What meeting, I asked?
And the password by which our representative will recognize Alec when he comes to London. Most necessary for him to come to London at once. Signed, Director.
He's coming here, I said?
To the Director. Alec will meet our representative in front of the British Museum during month of October. Time, 11 o'clock in the evening. Identification for Alec, a copy of a newspaper rolled up.
That's all I said? He read me another one.
To Colonel Rabukhin, Ottawa. Here are revised instructions for Alec. Meeting place in front of British Museum in London on Great Russell Street, opposite side of street about Museum Street from side of Tottenham Court Road. Alec to walk from Tottenham Court Road, our contact man from opposite side, Southampton Row. Time near 8 o'clock in the evening, if practicable. Identification signs. Alec to carry under left arm the newspaper Times. Our man to have in left hand the magazine Picture Post. Password. Contact man, quote, what is the shortest way to the Strand? Alec, quote, come along, I'm going that way. At beginning of business conversation, Alec to say, best regards from Mikhail. Report and transmission of details to Alec, also date of arrival in London. Most urgent, signed, Director.
Must be rather serious if he's coming over here.
It is, Commander. I can only say this, that he will be bringing with him secret information of the utmost importance. Information of such importance that it cannot be committed to paper. I think I may also say this to you. The future existence of the British Commonwealth cannot be guaranteed if this information falls in the Russian hands.
Then our job is to arrest this man, Alec, before he can make his contact.
It's imperative that you do so.
Tell me, what's his real name and when is he coming?
The message I've just read you is 3 months old, Commander. In that time, 14 persons concerned with atomic research in Canada have arrived in Britain from there.
Yes, sir.
Any one of those 14 may be Alec. We haven't the remotest suspicion of his identity, nor of the contact man. Neither have we any hint of the time the contact is to be made. But the very life of our nation is at stake, sir. We must depend on you.
MI5, the counterintelligence branch of military intelligence, placed dozens of their own men at our disposal. Together with the operatives of Special Branch, we were able to place in the field a quite imposing force of men and women. And there was plenty of work for all. To find an unknown man on an unknown date in a place where thousands of innocent people were passing. And with the urgency of the Commonwealth's danger to spur us on, a task as near to impossibility as one would care to mention, I'm afraid. The obvious thing was first to screen the 14 men from the atomic research project in Canada who'd returned to England in the 3 months since the message to the director was sent. We found them one by one. I spoke to the first on the list, Mr. Frederick Giles, an Englishman, in his laboratory.
Yes, I rather liked Canada. Glad I didn't have to stay the winter there, though. It's frightfully cold.
Were you in Quebec? Marvelous city, I understand. Medieval sort of place, isn't it?
No, I never got there.
I have a friend in Ottawa, Winco, in the Air Ministry there. Chap named Norman Helfrich. Wonder if you ever met him?
No, I was never there either. Lots of chaps were, but not I. They kept me at Clinton all the time I was there. The magnetic separation plant, you know. I was supposed to be an expert on a rather secret sort of isotope, you see. Never got anywhere. Quite dull, really.
We checked Giles. Records showed he'd never been away from Clinton, as he said. No opportunity for him to contact any foreigners. He's in the clear, subject to further checks. Next man, Herr Professor Dr. Hannes Fischbein, a former German scientist who'd also worked in Canada.
Also, I in Canada was 4 days only. I am fly to Montreal. I make my report. I am fed. A large dinner, colossal. And in my hotel room, they lock me up and stand a policeman with a red coat outside the door. More dinners I am fed. And then comes the man, and I am back to England fly. Better I should have here geblieben sein. Canada is to me a street outside a hotel window. But I did eat. Oh, wunderbar.
Check off Hannes Fischbein. Word came to us from the Foreign Office.
3 new arrivals from Canada Atomic Research Project. Alec may be one of these. Please report progress.
Checking of the arrivals from Canada went on. Mathematics Professor John M. Dodds, assigned from Ottawa to King's College, Strand, London.
Yes, I've heard that the Russians are very active in Canada. I knew a Russian girl, Vilma Semyonova.
What happened to her, Professor Dodds?
I married her. She's now a Canadian citizen.
Where is she?
Oh, she came back with me from Canada. She's here in London.
Assign a woman detective to check on Vilma Semyonova Dodds. Lawrence Mackay. Lawrence Mackay traveled alone by a government airplane from Ottawa to London. Lawrence Mackay is the 6-year-old son of a Scottish nuclear physicist who was killed with his wife in a Canadian motor accident. Check off Lawrence Mackay. Georg Hasselblad.
Georg Hasselblad, native of Denmark, in the employ of the atomic project at Montreal. Returned direct to Olberg, Denmark. In England, only 3 hours.
Check Hasselblad off. James Nicholas McGee, junior mathematician.
Died at his home in Belfast 2 days after returning from Canada.
Check off McGee. Professor Duncan M. Allen, a senior member of the Nuclear Project Division of Imperial Chemicals Industries and a university reader. In Canada since 1943, just returned as a senior in the Nuclear Projects Division. Some hope at last. Here was a highly responsible man with long experience in Canada. His advice on who might be Alec should be helpful. Since he was next on the list, I called on him. He was not of much assistance.
How should I know, my dear sir? I'm a scientist. You're a detective.
I thought in view of your long residence in Canada, you might be able to give us some hints.
I can't. I was much too busy to add spying to my duties.
You knew all of these people, though?
I probably did, but I'm sure I don't remember most of them. I worked with some of them. I remember this child, Leslie McKay's son. Oh, I was sorry about Leslie and his wife.
How about some of the others? This German, Fischbein, he was a former enemy.
Remember the name, didn't know the man.
Dr. Dodds.
I heard he married a Russian girl, didn't know him.
Giles?
Short, fat chap, that's all I know.
You were in Ottawa?
Yes, but I was busy.
I'm sure you're aware, sir, that I shouldn't be asking you questions unless this were a most important matter.
What's up? Someone run off with some U-233?
As a matter of fact, that's part of it. But not all, I'm sorry to say.
Now, look here, are you serious? If any U-233 had been missing, I should have known about it.
You knew of none being missing?
I did not. Nor do I know now, sir.
That's odd, Dr. Allen. We have what we consider excellent information. Let me see. 162 micrograms of uranium-233 were missing.
Your information is quite erroneous, I can assure you, sir. Part of my duties included keeping an extremely close check on the amounts of fissionable material on hand. In fact, I was responsible for it. And if I say that none is missing, then you may rest assured that none is.
Our authority is unimpeachable.
Your authority is a liar.
Well, I expect you ought to know.
Who gave you this cock and bull story?
I'm sorry, that I cannot tell you.
Well, send him to me, and I'll set him and you straight at once, sir.
I'm afraid we can't do that, sir. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Allen. If you should happen to remember anything, any name...
Young man, I have mathematical formulae to remember that would shatter the brains of all Scotland Yard combined. I'm afraid I'm not going to be of any assistance to you whatever.
By the way, Doctor, do you happen to remember anyone out there named Alec?
Yes, of course.
May I ask who, sir?
Sergeant Alec MacDonnell. The MacDonnells of Keppoch, not of Calgary. He was always at pains to inform me. He was the absurd Royal Canadian Mounted Policeman who was assigned as my bodyguard in that godforsaken place.
And where is he now, sir?
So far as I know, my dear sir, he's never left Canada. But he has promised to visit me here in London on his next leave, if you'd like to meet him then.
The Foreign Office was on us every minute, demanding results. Every known Russian national in London was being watched, but not a known Russian could be discovered anywhere in the vicinity of the British Museum, the rendezvous named in the dispatch the Ottawa code clerk had given us. I wondered briefly if we'd not been made the victims of a hoax. Dr. Allen, who certainly ought to know, I said to the Foreign Office, was certain that no uranium-233 was missing.
It is quite possible the stuff was taken without the knowledge. My dear Commander, after all, we are not dealing with children, you know.
Dr. Allen was quite positive, sir.
I'll send a signal to Canada asking them if they can account for it. Their records will certainly show any discrepancy.
Quite true, sir. But if they say none is missing...
We'll discuss that when we know for certain, Commander.
Yes, sir.
You have no results to show, I take it?
None whatever, sir. I'm sorry.
We have expected more, sir, from the Special Branch.
I left the Foreign Office in remarkably low spirits. The Special Branch have always prided themselves on taking difficult assignments in stride. But this one... The age of miracles is past, I reflected as I walked into my own office at Scotland Yard. Put me through to Fred Ibbott, my chief clerk, please. Thank you. Now, Fred, Commander Leonard here. I want this done at once. Get to all the people who are checking on the various Canadian visitors and have them supply you with as many photographs as they can get of the various ones they've checked on. No, I should think these people, if they're the proper kind, should be glad to let us have them. Yes, quite. Then send them by airplane to headquarters of the RCMP in Ottawa with instructions to let the code clerk, the Russian who skipped out. What's his name? Kovenko, that's right. Let him see all these photographs and tell us if he recognizes any of them as people he may have seen round the Russian embassy. No, they all seem to be clear, but he might just remember seeing one sometime or another. What? Yes, it may help us find Alec, I hope. Thank you, Fred. Yes, at once, please. I left the office, still deep in thought. Bought a newspaper and started walking. What can we do now, I thought. Begin checking everyone again. Does Alec really exist? I glanced up. Where had I got to in my daydreaming? There was the British Museum.
Excuse me. What's the shortest way to the stand?
Back that way to High Holborn. First turn to your left down Kingsway and... Wait!
Oh, excuse me. You're not Alec!
And before I could do more than goggle at her, the young woman carrying a copy of the picture post had turned and vanished into the crowd on Great Russell Street. I pulled my Times from under my left arm and flung it away and was properly reprimanded by a constable. But the contact man was gone. Would you mind kicking me, Constable? I said to the officer. Funny, wasn't it? 1 week and 2 days later, the bloated body of what had been a young woman was pulled from the Thames just below Wapping Old Stairs by men of T Division of the Metropolitan Police. She was thought to be a former employee of the Russian embassy, but none of the embassy staff could identify her. The morning after my contretemps in Great Russell Street, I called again on Dr. Allen, the senior scientist who had assured me that I was wrong about the missing uranium.
I'm very sorry, Commander. I have a lecture to give at King's College in half an hour. I've no time to talk to you.
I think you will find it of great importance, sir.
And moreover, I have given you definitive answers to the rather idiotic questions you've already asked me. And
I must tell you, Doctor, that this matter seriously and urgently concerns our national security.
I'm sorry, but as I told you,
I'm sorry, too, Doctor, but I'm afraid you'll have to answer my questions.
Now, see here.
I dislike to say this, Dr. Allen, but I must point out that I have sufficient authority to compel you to answer my questions. I hope I shall not be forced to use it.
Are you impugning my integrity, sir?
I'm merely pointing out that the matter is one of the utmost urgency, sir.
Young man, I've exactly 15 minutes before I must leave for my lecture.
I told him what we knew. I told him of the dispatches we'd gained possession of.
Were any names mentioned in this message, Commander? Any that could be recognized?
No, I told him. Only Alec. And I told him what had happened to me the day before. He chuckled heartily. I reminded him with some asperity of the seriousness of the situation. He sobered at once.
I agree with your man at the Foreign Office, whom you so pointedly avoid identifying, that this Alec, whoever he is in possession of information which, if obtained by a hostile nation, might easily spell destruction for the British Commonwealth, Commander.
I reminded him that Alec must obviously be someone who possessed a great knowledge of the progress of nuclear fission research.
That's true. That's a very good deduction, Commander. He's obviously an important person.
I asked him if he had the faintest suspicion of who he might be.
That I'll have to think about.
Here is a list of the arrivals from Canada. Is there any name on this list who could conceivably answer such a description, I asked. He scanned it rapidly.
No one except myself?
Perhaps he hasn't got here yet, I said.
I think he has. Else why were you accosted with a password yesterday and even addressed as Alec?
You're right, sir. He is here.
Well, then, Commander, I see only one thing for you to do.
What's that, sir?
Find him if you can.
Well, sir...
I assure you the most frighteningly immediate end of this nation of yours is inevitable if you do not find Alec before these secrets are turned over to Russia. I say it's inevitable, sir, because I, too, know what they are. I will talk with you again, but my present job is also of importance in the national security. Shall we say tomorrow, then?
I returned to Scotland Yard, to my office. There was an urgent note on my desk. It read, "Call RCMP headquarters in Ottawa, Canada, at once. Inspector Miller. Highest priority, immediate action." And several other words whose meaning was quite as clear. I put through the call. "I want Inspector Mill..." "Yes, Ottawa, Canada. This is Commander Leonard at Scott..."
"Hello, Miller here. That you, Commander Leonard?"
Yes, this is Commander Leonard.
Hello. Is that Commander Leonard?
Yes, this is Leonard Miller. This is Leonard.
That Leonard?
Yes.
This is Inspector Miller in Ottawa. How's the weather there in London?
What? It's all right. What did you want?
Oh, yes, it's raining here. Cold. Probably turned to snow.
What did you want of me?
Oh, yes. Well, your pictures got here. Photographs of those people.
Yes.
Well, we showed them to the code clerk fella, this Kovenko. He recognized only one of them. Used to see about the Russian embassy several times, he said.
Which one?
What do you say?
I said which one?
Oh. Well, you didn't put any names on them, just those numbers. He recognized the one marked number 4.
What?
4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4?
You got it? Number 4. I don't know what the fella's name is, but it's number 4.
All right, thank you.
Who is he, you know?
I haven't got the list here. I'll have to let you know. But thanks, old boy. I think we've got Alec.
What do you say?
Goodbye. I identified him all right. It was mid-afternoon before I could reach Dr. Allen with the news, which I was impatient to check with him before reporting to the Foreign Office. I got him on the telephone and rushed to his flat at once.
So you think you've got him, eh? Well, tell me about it. How did you discover? Are you sure?
I'm reasonably sure, sir. He's the only one of the whole list who'd ever been seen around the Soviet embassy.
Who is he?
He's the only one who could possibly be Alec, sir.
Well, before you tell me, let's have a drink, shall we? I seldom indulge, but I've got a very fine bottle of Dew of Glenlivet here. Here it is. I expect you'll have it neat, won't you? Don't think I'm a barbarian, I know, but I always mix mine with ginger ale. Here, help yourself.
No.
What's that?
I will not drink with you, sir.
What's the matter?
I have one more question to ask you, Dr. Allen.
Go ahead.
The number 4 man on the list whom I checked on is the one they identified. Do you know who he is?
I'm afraid not, Commander.
I'm afraid then I'll have to ask you one more question, sir. What is the shortest way to the Strand?
Well, come along. I'm going that way.
I think not, Alec. I arrest you on the charge of violating the Official Secrets Act. And I must warn you that anything you say will be taken down and may be used in evidence. Yes. It was Dr. Allen himself whom the code clerk recognized as having been a frequent visitor to the Soviet embassy in Ottawa. Dr. Allen testified at the Old Bailey at his trial that he was opposed to any program that did not share the secrets of nuclear fission with all nations equally. It is not clear what his reasons were for sharing with the Russians not only what secret information he possessed about the atom bomb and its construction, but also the secret details of the proximity fuse and several other top-secret weapons of war. Here is one line of his testimony that will interest you.
Yes. I received in exchange for this information a small amount of dollars. I don't remember exactly how many. Oh, yes. And they also gave me a bottle of what I was told was very excellent whiskey. I'm afraid I still don't see, Commander Leonard, why you would not drink with me.
For his treasonous exploits, Dr. Duncan M. Allen, the nuclear physics senior, received a sentence of 10 years penal servitude. It was never proved that Dr. Allen was ever a communist, but it is certain that he's a secure prisoner.
You have heard another in the series Whitehall 1212, compiled from the official files of Scotland Yard. Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Three chimes mean good times on NBC.
Whitehall 1212.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time in history, Scotland Yard opens its official files to bring you the authentic, true stories of some of its most baffling crimes.
These are the true stories, the unvarnished facts, just as they occurred, reenacted for you by an all-British cast. Only the names of the participants have for obvious reasons been changed. The stories are presented with the full cooperation of Scotland Yard.
Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. This is the story of Scotland Yard file number 202124. Here is Chief Superintendent John Davidson to brief you.
These two rooms constitute the famous Black Museum of Scotland Yard, in which are preserved many of the objects which were of importance in solving of crimes which have confronted us. The exhibits in here range from lethal weapons to the most innocent of hearing items. They're all classified and filed most carefully so that they'll be available for study. We find them quite useful. A bloodstain that led Scotland Yard men to the discovery of a murderer in 1930 may be of great assistance in solving a similar crime in 1952. Here, I show you a plain mirror, tagged 202124. A plain, gilt-framed mirror. Its frame badly tarnished. Just such a mirror as you might find hanging in 100 cheap flats in London's West End. But with one small difference. This smudged fingerprint here in the lower left-hand corner. Here, just there, above the frame. This mirror had looked on murder. This is the murderer's fingerprint. Oh, now here is Superintendent Charles Brereton of Scotland Yard. He's the man who solved this case, 202124.
I had the assistance, though, Don, of Marjorie Ashley, remember?
Why wasn't Marjorie Ashley the woman who was murdered?
Yes, that fingerprint's in her blood. On a morning in February 1942, a scant 2 months after your Pearl Harbor, I had a telephone call from Inspector Francis Xavier Costello at West End Central Police Station. What is it, Frank, I asked?
The woman was apparently murdered, sir. Strangled with a green scarf. Her name was Rachel Soskins.
Where'd they find her?
Wyndham Place, Merriman, sir. Identified her from her purse. The murderer had thrown it away, but we found it. Nothing in it but her identity card.
Well, what are you calling me for? Can't you handle a routine murder, Inspector?
Excuse me, sir, but I don't think it's a routine murder.
Why?
Well, sir, the woman, in addition to having been strangled, had been horribly beaten up.
I'm sure that's regrettable, Costello, but after all, is it so unusual?
It is that, sir. The doctor here says the blows were inflicted after death.
The report from the mortuary by Keith Yarrow, the Home Office pathologist, confirmed the report. The woman had been brutally beaten after she had died from strangulation. At first glance, it appeared that the murderer, in an attempt at robbery, had inadvertently committed murder. But with the discovery of the beating...
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper flourished in the years 1888 and 1889, 53 years before. He would have been at least 75 years old. Criminal Records Office was consulted. The names of every possible suspect were dredged up and thoroughly investigated, but to no avail whatever. Investigation of the murdered woman, Mrs. Rachel Soskind, disclosed the fact that she had been a quiet, highly respectable person whose husband was absent in the African campaign. There was not a single clue of any sort. On the third day, I had another telephone call from the West End Central Police Station. Inspector Costello again.
There's another, sir.
Another what, Inspector?
Another murdered woman, sir.
Oh?
Water Street in her own flat. Name? Marjorie Ashley, 26. Lived alone.
Same type of woman?
A dancer.
Uh-huh.
Found her this morning about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
The landlady looking to collect her rent.
Had she been robbed?
The room had been ransacked. Apparently only money had been taken, but the way she'd been killed, sir.
How?
Butcher knife, sir. Her own. It's rather dreadful.
Anything new on the other case?
No, sir. This could be the same chap, sir.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, what are you doing?
He left his calling card this time, sir.
Mm-hmm. With his name?
No name, sir. But it's him, all right.
Who?
Jack the Ripper, sir.
It could have been Jack the Ripper's calling card, right enough. I visited the room myself with Inspector Costello.
They've got the knife in the laboratory at the yard, sir.
No fingerprints on it, I expect.
Not on it, sir, I'm afraid. But they're looking. But here's his calling card, sir.
Blood.
Like a slaughterhouse, sir. But here...
On the mirror?
Yeah, he touched it, sir. The fingerprint man from the yard is sure it's not hers.
Mm-hmm. Smudged a little.
He says they can classify it all right, sir. He's photographed it. They're working on it now.
Well. You say she was robbed?
Took all her money, emptied her purse.
Wanted to make it look like robbery.
I think we're fools. If you could have seen her, sir.
Thanks. Well, he's left his prints. We'll find him.
I don't think we'll find his prints in the files, sir.
Why not?
They didn't have fingerprints in Jack the Ripper's day, did they?
Costello was right. They charted the fingerprint found on the mirror, the one you saw a moment ago, but it could not be found under any classification in our files. 48 hours later, the police found the body of Margaret Newton in her flat in Gosfield Street near Tottenham Court Road.
It's the same one, sir. Her purse emptied, the place turned upside down, and she... Well, slaughterhouse again, sir. Worse than the last one.
Fingerprints?
Yes, sir. Bottle of bath salts has been smashed. Or one of the pieces. 2 sets of prints, hers and his.
Who was she?
No particular occupation, sir. Seen around various West End nightclubs a great deal.
Mm-hmm. Must have met him in one of them.
Who, sir?
Jack the Ripper, old boy. In the Criminal Records Office at Scotland Yard, men worked long hours, sifting files for the names of known or suspected sex offenders. Men with criminal records which included crimes of violence. Each was painstakingly investigated. Fingerprints of all were checked with those we had found at the scenes of the last 2 murders. The results? Nothing. The West End of London was terrified. Women stayed in their homes after dark behind locked doors. Hundreds of suspects were questioned. The results? Nothing. Nightlife in the West End all but ceased to exist. 2 days later, Mrs. Doris Brooks, the wife of a hotel manager, was murdered in her flat not more than a mile away from the scene of the last crime.
I'm ready for the loony bin, sir.
Oh, we all are, Costello. No clues this time at all?
None at all, sir. Treated her the same way as he did the others, but he didn't leave any clues. Any fingerprints.
Well, a fat lot of good the other fingerprints have done us anyway.
Yes, sir.
Well, cheer up. We'll get him eventually. He's crazy, obviously. He'll slip.
Well, how many more poor women will have to be murdered before we do, sir?
Well, have you any ideas, then?
No more than you have, sir.
What puzzles me is why he still keeps up the pretense that the motive's robbery.
The man's got a diseased mind.
Well, obviously.
I think he thinks he's fooling us, sir.
He is.
He could have got more than £20 from all his victims.
It isn't money he wants. He's a maniac.
He takes their money, then.
That's how he thinks he's fooling us, Costello. He's done this before.
Every assault case in the last 10 years has been examined. He's not any of them.
Somebody knows him.
We've checked the acquaintances of all 4 women, sir. If we could find one person that more than one of them knew...
Well?
There's no such person, sir.
3 days went by. 4, 5, a week. There are no more reports of violence, either attempted or consummated, on the persons of any more London women. Our people were still hard at work. The scene of each of the 4 crimes had been gone over again and again for clues. But none. None at all. Our voluminous files of crime yielded nothing. Women began to appear again on the streets of London, but still almost as much as a man's life was worth for him to speak to an unescorted woman. The newspapers were still full of warnings. Women screamed for a policeman when a strange man lifted his hat to them. But some women are foolhardy. Such a one was Miss Paula Ingram. I heard about her from the station superintendent of C Division in Savile Row, Arthur Austin. I hurried to Savile Row to see Miss Ingram. A slight, rather pretty little woman with astonishing blonde hair.
Of course, I don't know, sir. I know there's lots of soldiers walking the streets, sir, looking to pick up a bit of fluff, especially if they're good-looking, you know.
Go on, please, Miss Ingram.
Well, it was last night as I was coming out of a place in Jermyn Street when this bloke stopped me. "Hello, sweetness and light," he says. And I didn't realize he was speaking to me.
Oh. You didn't see his face, of course.
No, sir, I didn't see his face, but I could tell he was in an RAF uniform.
How?
With a little cap, you know. I could see that. Air cadet he was. I could see the white on the cap. Mm-hmm. Well, going somewhere, he asks me, and I stopped off a moment to speak to him. I always try to be nice to the forces, and he sounded so nice and so polite.
Go on, please.
And so I stopped, and we started to talk.
Mm-hmm.
he kept getting closer to me, but I didn't give it much attention.
Why?
I thought perhaps he was going to try to kiss me. They often do, you know, especially the RAF lads. And all of a sudden, I felt his hands on my neck.
What did you do?
It came to me in a flash. This is Jack the Ripper, I thought. And I tried to push him away, but he just got his hand around my throat, and I just screamed, "Help! Help!" I said. And he let go my neck and said, "Now don't." And I screamed again, and he turned and ran.
Uh-huh.
And then I thought to myself, you're making a bloody fool of yourself. And I called after him, but he was still running. And I thought, well, now maybe I haven't. And I came over here to the police station and reported it. Did I make a bloody fool of myself, sir?
You didn't see his face?
No, sir. But he was most pleasant spoken, though he was rather forward. Oh, dear. Now I wonder if I did the right thing.
You're still alive, aren't you?
Yes. But, oh, dear.
What's the matter?
So is he.
We kept the news of Paula Ingram and her experience out of the papers. Might be trivial, but then again, it might not be, I said to Costello.
This girl Ingram, sir. What do you think of her?
London's full of girls like that, unfortunately.
Soldiers call them Piccadilly Commandos.
Right.
That was the kind of women Jack the Ripper specialized in, wasn't it?
Oh, will you stop that Jack the Ripper stuff?
Well, wasn't it? Wasn't it, sir?
That's a pretty thin sort of clue, Inspector.
What about the other 4 women that were killed? Weren't they the same kind?
Well,
sir. Could be a clue, couldn't it? All the same class of women. Same way Jack the Ripper.
How are we going to find this Jack the Ripper? How do we know whether he's the right one? How do we... Excuse me. Superintendent Brereton here. Oh, yes, Superintendent Austin. Oh, is that so? Well, that's quite encouraging. He's on the way. Good. We'll wait. I expect... Oh, here he is now, I think. Open the door, will you, Costello?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yes, I think it is one of your men.
Okay, I'll take it.
Right. Costello's got it. Thank you. This is most awfully good of your man. Yes, that's it. Thank you. I'll tell you what luck we have. Goodbye. What is it, a gas mask?
Yes, sir. For Superintendent Austin at Water Street.
Let's have it. It was found in a doorway on German Street shortly after noon, Austin says. Let's see. Uh-huh. LAC Frederick Gordon, RAF, number 7071 256.
1256.
Well, let's see what we shall see, Costello?
Uh-huh.
German Street. Not 2 doors away from where our Miss Ingram had her encounter with the amorous airman. Hand me the phone, will you, Costello?
Yes, sir.
Give me the air ministry, please. Here, you take this. Ask them where leading air craftsman Frederick Gordon is stationed, will you, whilst I'll take a look at this thing.
Yes, sir. Think that's him, sir?
We'll see. Huh, what's this?
Hello? Inspector Costello, Scotland Yard here. I wonder, can you tell me where to find LAC Gordon? Frederick Gordon. Number 7071256. Quite. I'll wait. What have you found, sir?
Look. In the gas mask bag.
Yes? Regent's Park. Special cadet wing there. Thank you. She said he was a cadet, sir.
I think you'd better go see him.
Yes. What did you find of the case, sir?
Does a woman's comb and a lipstick marked DB look like part of an RAF cadet's kit? While Inspector Costello set out for Regent's Park, where the Special RAF Cadet Wing was quartered, preparing for their commissions, I took the things I'd found in the gas mask case down to the property room. May I see the effects of these women, Mrs. Rachel Suskin, Miss Marjorie Ashley, Margaret Newton, Mrs. Doris Brooks?
Jack the Ripper murdered,
If
sir.
you insist on calling them that?
Yes, I got them right here. Right here, all together,
Well, let's see them.
Yes, sir. Well, here's the first one, sir. Rachel Soskin.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing in it but her identity card, sir.
Well, let's see another.
Marjorie Ashley.
That all?
Just a handbag, sir.
Aha.
What is it?
This comb.
Same as the other things in it. Where did you get it, sir?
The RAF had it. Matches, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Let's see the others.
Margaret Newton.
Empty. Next.
Doris Brooks.
Right.
What is it, sir?
Was there a lipstick in this?
No, sir.
Then this one was hers.
Must be, sir. Yeah, initials on it. D.B. Doris Brooks. Yeah, just like the silver pencil. And the comb. And nail file. Sterling. All the same initials. D.B.
Not bad, not bad.
Oh, excuse me, sir.
Well, that's all I wanted.
Property room. No. Oh, yes, sir. Superintendent Brereton. The call is for you, sir.
Who is it?
Who is it, please? Inspector Costello, sir.
Oh, good. Thank you. Brereton here. Hello, Costello.
I'm at Regent's Park, sir.
Yes?
He's gone, sir.
Well?
Warrant officer here tells me he's on pass.
Well, where did he go? Does he know?
Yes, sir. He heard Gordon say he was going to visit a lady friend of his.
Back in my office, I had just completed a telephone call when my door was flung open. Costello entered with a man in Royal Air Force blue.
Come on in.
Ah, you did find him, Costello.
No, sir. This is Warrant Officer Gibbons. He's from Gordon's cadet wing at Regent's Park, sir.
Sir, I believe you're wrong about Gordon.
Why, Mr. Gibbons?
Gordon's one of the most popular cadets in the entire wing, sir.
Well, what does that prove?
Well, I don't believe Gordon's capable of the things...
What's he like, Mr. Gibbons?
Well, he's a fine chap, sir. I admit he does chuck his weight about a little, but most of the chaps call him the Count because he's so, well, he's a gentleman, sir.
May I ask, Mr. Gibbons, what did you do in civilian life?
I was sales representative for the Peerless Bicycle Company of Ealing, sir.
I see.
Warrant Officer Gibbons has brought Gordon's fingerprints with him, Superintendent.
Fingerprints?
And we require fingerprints to be taken on all men posted to this wing, sir. A new regulation.
Very praiseworthy, I'm sure. May I see them?
By all means, sir.
Thank you. Costello, will you ask Ernest Whiting to bring up those fingerprints we have so he can compare them?
I'll take these down, sir.
If Mr. Gibbons doesn't mind.
Oh, not at all, sir.
Good. All right, then, Inspector.
Right.
You told Inspector Costello Gordon was going to see a lady friend.
Yes, sir.
Did he mention her name?
No, sir.
Why is he so popular there at Regent's Park?
Well, sir, he's very pleasant. He has lots of money, and he spends it quite freely.
Ah.
And the men, they like him a great deal, sir.
I dare say. Would you, of course, recognize Gordon?
Oh, yes, of course, sir.
We may ask you to do so.
All right, sir. Is he here?
I think he will be, eventually.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
But you may need to go with us to identify him.
Do you know where he is, sir?
I think I know where to find him.
My, you Scotland Yard people, you're marvellous.
Not always, Mr. Gibbons, I'm afraid. Excuse me.
Yes.
Superintendent Brereton here.
I'm calling for Superintendent Austin, sir.
Good. Any news?
Yes, sir. The porter from the Silver Kitten...
The what?
The nightclub, sir, where Paula Ingram works.
Oh, yes. The place on Germ Street where she...
That's it, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he came in only a minute ago. He said there was a RAF man, an airman, asking him where she lives.
Miss Ingram?
Paula Ingram, sir.
Did he tell him?
Unfortunately, yes, sir.
How long ago was that?
But he asked, about 10 minutes ago, sir. Then he got rather terrified. He knows the story, sir. And he ran right over here to tell us.
You have men at the place where she lives?
Yes, sir. But there are hundreds
of men on the street in airmen's uniforms, and we haven't any idea what he looks like.
Well, I can remedy that. I have a man here who can identify him.
Well, we're afraid we'll be too late, sir.
Be there as soon as I can. Now, where the devil's Costello? Costello!
Ernest Whiting says they're the same, sir.
Eh?
The fingerprints, sir. He says he'll swear that they're the same as the ones that we have.
No, I still think there's some mistake, sir.
There isn't. If Ernest Whiting says they're the same, they're the same. He knows more about Come on, Mr. Gibbons.
Where are we going, sir?
After Jack the Ripper. Come on, quickly.
But I say...
Here's your cat, Mr. Gibbons. We need you.
Traffic didn't hamper us very much. We were in one of the cars of the flying squad, and nothing seems to bother them. Pedestrians scuttled for the pavement as we skidded around corners on our way to the house off German Street, which Paula Ingram had given us as her address. Now, of course, you followed me. I had ordered policemen to that address as soon as I'd heard that Gordon was on his way to see a lady friend. Somehow or other, he'd obtained her name. I was certain that eventually he'd find the address, and I proposed to find him. If possible, before he'd attack Paula Ingram. It was a long way there. Our car drew up at last a few doors away from the house. Have you seen him yet?
There have been several RAF men along the street,
Come on, Costello.
Come on, Mr. Gibbons.
I say...
Come on.
This house. Come on. Up the stairs. Hurry. Quiet. This is the room.
Perhaps he's been here.
Quiet.
Hear anything? I did. Do you?
I don't hear a thing. Do you think that...
Shh.
I say... I was going to say... I think I can smell something.
Her perfume.
No, sir. It's the kind he always wears.
Perfume?
He always wears it. It's channeled Russia leather. I'd recognize it anywhere. We're always spoofing him about it.
Come on, at that door! Come on, now!
Oh! He came back! It's Jack the Ripper!
Gordon! What on earth?
You recognize him, Gibbons?
Of course I do. He's Cadet Frederick Gordon.
You copper's knock, you.
Frederick Gordon, I charge you with the willful murder of Marjorie Ashley.
Take your filthy hands on
And I warn you that
policeman.
anything you say will be taken down in writing and may be used in evidence.
Don't touch me.
Are you all right, Miss Ingram?
He said he'd come to kill me. He said I'd have to die. He said I'd...
Search him, Costello.
Hold your arms up, Gordon.
Get away from me.
Hold your arms up, please. What's this?
I know what that is. It's the carving knife the cookhouse sergeant told me had been stolen by somebody. That's the king's property.
I shouldn't worry about it, Mr. Gibbons. Cadet Gordon isn't going to use it. Bring him along, Inspector. At his trial, Gordon was asked why he committed these 4 savage murders. He smiled. He was an extraordinarily attractive young man, and he did have a winning smile. He was asked again, why?
It's really quite simple. When I was posted to the special wing, I realized that these young men, my fellow cadets, were young men of the best families, used to much better things than I was. I wouldn't be patronized by them. I'm as good as they. But I need money. Realized, of course, that an officer of the Royal Air Force, which I was soon to be, wouldn't stoop to stealing from his comrades. Oh, I have stolen before, sir. But not since I became a cadet. I felt I must have money, however.
Why?
One must keep up one's standards, my dear man. But I decided to acquire money. There are many women with full purses, women the world would never miss. And I hit upon this scheme. I would rid the world of quite undesirable people, and I'd have their money. Nobody'd ever suspect they were destroyed for their money if Jack the Ripper killed them. You'd be too sure the murderer was Jack come back to Earth, and you'd never notice their money, too, was gone. I think that was rather clever. They'd be looking around for human themes and never even glance at the handsome RAF cadet. I've been told so many times that I'm quite attractive to women. I did very well, thank you. My only regret is that I didn't kill you, Miss Ingram. She had a good bit of money. You'd still be looking for Jack the Ripper, wouldn't you, Superintendent?
Despite the desperate representations by counsel that Frederick Gordon was insane, a jury at Old Bailey found him guilty of the murder of Marjorie Ashley. He was hanged in June 1942, still smiling in a most charming manner.
You have heard another in the series Whitehall 1212, compiled from the official files of Scotland Yard. Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Beginning next Sunday, February 24th, the time period now featuring Whitehall 1212 will be occupied by Hollywood Star Playhouse, which will be followed immediately by Whitehall 1212.
Whitehall 1212.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time in history, Scotland Yard opens its official files to bring you the authentic stories of some of its most baffling cases.
These are the true stories, the unvarnished facts, just as they occurred, reenacted for you by an all-British cast. Only the names of the participants have for obvious reasons been changed. The stories are presented with the full cooperation of Scotland Yard.
Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter for the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Here is the story of Scotland Yard File 133123. This is Chief Superintendent John Davidson of Scotland Yard.
Good afternoon. The Black Museum contains articles which have figured to a greater or less degree in several thousands of cases, a great many of them involving the crime of murder. Case number 133123 occurred, believe it or not, a few years before my time here at the Yard, the year 1910, 42 years ago. However, it is still remembered as one of the most unusual cases in the Yard's history, and I think you'll shortly discover why. In fact, despite the disguised names, you yourself may recall the case if you're old enough. I show you now two of the exhibits remaining from this notable case. First, the top of an ordinary suit of cotton pajamas. These stains are blood. You'll agree with me that occasionally the Black Museum does live up to its reputation as a chamber of horrors. Now, the other is a curiously altered suit of men's clothing of the period. It also figured prominently in case 133123. You'll hear about this case in the words of Inspector James Waters, who led the investigation in the year 1910.
The man who put me onto it was a wretched busybody, and I didn't like him very well. I sat scribbling aimless words on a block of yellow paper as he talked.
I fully realize it's none of my business, Inspector Waters, but I feel it my duty as a British subject, sir.
Go on, please.
In my opinion, he's murdered her.
Oh, come now.
Bear with me, Inspector.
I'm listening, sir.
First of all, reflect that they have been on bad terms for a long time.
So you said.
So he had plenty of, what do you call it, motive?
Motive, yes.
So you see?
I'm afraid I don't, sir.
Eh?
I mean, what you have is the information the man has given you, that his wife was visiting relatives in America.
In Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, he says. And that his wife died there and was buried in Los Angeles.
That is true.
Well?
I believe he murdered her and hid the body.
But, my dear sir, there's no evidence that he...
Pardon me, sir, there is.
What?
Well, first, the evidence that he requested her friends, including myself, to send no cards, no floral offerings whatever to him in memory of his wife.
Well, that...
is, I think you will agree, a little strange.
Yes, but...
And secundo, the fact that I've lately returned from America myself.
And?
I interrupted my business trip, sir, at Los Angeles to call upon her mother and offer my condolences.
Well, go on, please.
I was informed by her mother, sir, that the woman had not been in Los Angeles for more than 4 years.
I called on the widower at his house in Camden Town, number 39, Hilldrop Crescent. A battered tin sign bearing his name was tacked onto the door. Dr. Edward Walton Harvey. The door was opened by a remarkably pretty young woman whose name, it appeared, was Miss Elaine LeBaron. She was Dr. Harvey's secretary. She led me up the stairs from the untidy ground floor, apparently used as a combination of lumber room and a strange place for coals. She opened the door, smiled at me, and I entered alone.
Good afternoon, my friend.
I doubted seriously that I should ever be Dr. Edward Walton Harvey's friend, but I bowed politely.
Come in, sir.
Sir, that was better. I entered.
What can I do for you, my friend?
May I sit down, sir?
By all means, sir. What seems to be your trouble, sir?
This is not a professional call, Dr. Harvey. I'm Inspector James Waters of New Scotland Yard.
Happy to meet you, Inspector. What can I do for you?
I've called in connection with the death of your wife, sir.
Oh?
May I ask you a few questions?
Certainly, sir. I must admit, though, that I find that subject rather a painful one.
I can understand that, sir.
Yes. Quite painful, sir.
You were, of course, on quite good terms with the late Mrs. Harvey.
Oh, yes, of course I was. Frankly, sir, no.
I'm afraid I don't quite understand that, Mr. Dr. Harvey. You are a doctor, sir.
Oh, yes. I got my degree from a college in the States.
You're an American?
Born there. I've lived here for quite a while, though. But let's get back to our muttons, as the French say. I speak French like a native. The last few years have been very difficult ones for me, Inspector. Is that it, Inspector?
Yes, Doctor. How have the last few years been difficult, if I may ask?
My wife was a wonderful woman, but she was in the theatrical profession, a singer. I'm afraid not a very good one. In the States, you see, she wasn't much of a success, but over here, I trust you'll pardon me, but the standard of excellence in your music halls, do you follow me?
I'm inclined to agree with you. Then she was more successful here in England.
She certainly was. She didn't sing any better, but an American, you know. She made a lot of money. Rather strange friends, I'm afraid. Bohemians, you know.
Yes.
Well, we got to quarreling. I think you'll find that that's no secret. Nevertheless, her death was a great shock to me. I grieve constantly for her. What are you looking at, sir?
I see you still keep your late wife's clothing.
Oh, you mean those furs?
And the other things.
Yes, these were my wife's. Yes, I gave them to Miss LeBaron, my secretary. She does leave things lying about.
The young woman who showed me in?
I have recently asked her to make her home here as my housekeeper. That's what we'd call her in the States. I saw no reason to throw away her clothes, you see.
I'd have thought she'd take her clothes with her.
Huh?
To America.
I guess she didn't expect to be gone long.
How long has Miss LeBaron been living here? Was she here when your wife left?
No, but she was a frequent visitor here. It was quite convenient to have my secretary handy, you see. And Miss LeBaron is a quite deserving young lady.
Yes, of course.
So that's the story.
There's only one thing I do not understand, Doctor.
What's that?
I understand that the late Mrs. Harvey is not buried in Los Angeles, in America.
Sir?
And that according to her mother, Mrs. Harvey has not been in America for some 4 years.
Well, I guess you've caught me, Inspector. My wife isn't dead.
Oh?
She left me. She ran away from me.
Where did she go?
I don't know. She just piled a few clothes in a bag and walked out. Blacked my eye first. We had a terrible quarrel. Just terrible. She called me the most awful names, and she insulted Miss LeBaron frightfully. It was dreadful. Then she rushed out of here, shouting for a cab to take her to Charing Cross.
Well?
That's the reason I gave out the story she'd gone to America, Inspector. That's why I gave out that she died there.
How do you know she is not coming back?
She'll never come back. Really, Inspector, a doctor has to have some dignity. I don't want people to know my wife has run out on me.
I'm afraid you may find, though, if you don't mind my saying so, that you've been quite unwise.
I didn't ask your advice, sir.
I'm not giving it. If your wife returns and finds you've given away her clothing...
I tell you, I know she's not coming back.
The gas jet in my room at Scotland Yard burned late that night. I was not currently on an assignment, so I had a good deal of time to spare, and I found myself curiously caught up by the dusty little doctor's unique formula for avoiding scandal. He'd stored up a large order of scandal for himself, I thought, when and if his wife should return. But he was so certain that she would not. Next morning, I began certain inquiries. In the course of the next 3 weeks, I found...
Dr. Harvey, on 2 occasions, had pawned jewelry belonging to his wife.
Both occasions were before the date on which his wife left him. Count that against him. He was not entirely honest.
Mrs. Harvey had withdrawn the entire sum of money she and her husband had had in joint deposit at Barclays Bank.
Count that for him. That was a clear indication of her intent to desert him.
Mrs. Harvey had known of the doctor's relations with Elaine LeBaron for many months prior to her leaving him.
There was no record that she had objected to this situation. She had obviously tolerated it. Why should she make an issue of it at this late date? Possibly he had lied to me. Count that against him.
A cable to America to Mrs. Harvey's mother at Los Angeles confirmed the fact that the missing woman had not been seen there.
Dr. Harvey had explained that. Hold that in abeyance.
Dr. Harvey had given a quarter's notice to his landlord at Hilldrop Crescent.
That meant he intended to leave that place. Was that suspicious, or was he merely being prudent against his wife's possible return? But he was so certain that she would not.
A month before his wife left him, Dr. Harvey had purchased 5 grains of hyoscine hydrobromide from Lewis and Burroughs' shop in New Oxford Street.
Hyoscine hydrobromide, I learned from Henry Bernard, is a drug used in institutions for the mentally ill as a sex depressant. It is also a peculiarly deadly poison, 1 grain being sufficient to cause death. He was so certain that she would not return. I took a 4-wheeler to Camden Town at once. There was no answer when I knocked on the door of number 39, Hilldrop Crescent. Dr. Edward Walton Harvey was gone, and with him Elaine LeBaron. I went back to my office at Scotland Yard to do 2 things. First, I caused notices to be sent to every police station in England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales with the descriptions of Harvey and Elaine LeBaron, raising the hue and cry from the North Sea to Land's End for them. Second, I obtained the necessary warrants and sent a squad of men to Hilldrop Crescent, armed with pickaxes, shovels, and other equipment, with instructions to search the place most thoroughly. Most thoroughly, I said. I joined them. Men were in the garden, digging. Others were turning over every article of furniture in the rooms and tapping the walls. I stayed in the untidy lumber room, cum coal cellar, on the ground floor.
We've got all the coal shoveled away, sir.
Let's see. Bring pickaxes and take up that floor.
Oh,
get cracking.
All right. George!
The garden was in ruins. Curious bystanders had appeared to give gratuitous advice to the sweating detective constables. I watched anxiously as one worker drove the point of a pickaxe through a water main. The landlord stood by and swore softly to himself. Nothing happened. I wondered if I had not been a trifle precipitate. Still, one can't take chances.
Inspector Walters!
That came from inside the house. I sprinted back from the garden. What is it? I called.
Yes, sir. Found something, sir. Yes, sir. Looks like a bit of a man's shirt, sir.
Yes. No. More like a woman's dress.
I think this floor's been taken up before.
Must have been, else how did that get down there?
Tell you what I think it is, sir. I think it's a pajama jacket. See? Broad stripes, gauzy like.
Go ahead, dig some more. Carefully now, carefully. Morgan, just run upstairs and see if the chaps up there have run across anything that matches this piece of whatever it is.
Yes, sir. There's rocks around something.
Use your hands, not the shovel.
Yes, sir.
Steady.
Yes, sir. Something here, all right, sir.
Oh, well, what is it? Oh, what do you want? Oh, did they find something upstairs? Let's have it. Here, let's compare this down there. Here, catch.
Got it. Match is all right, sir. Told you it was a pajama jacket, sir. These there pajama trousers matches it perfect.
Oh, go on, dig it out. Dig it out, dig it out. Pull that stuff off it.
The pajama jacket, sir. Devil blame me blind.
What is it?
Looks like a side of beef, sir. And blimey, is an eye.
The trunk of what appeared to be a human body, wrapped up in the jacket of what was apparently Harvey's pajamas. It had been efficiently, professionally dissected. It was impossible even to determine whether the body was that of a male or a female. It was removed to the pathological laboratory for examination by Henry Bernard. Back again in my own office, I received the first report on the search for Harvey and Miss LeBaron. The pressmen had discovered our activities at Hilldrop Crescent, and most of the evening papers carried articles about the missing doctor and his secretary. An excited gentleman with a hoarse voice and a green bowler hat burst into my office. He smacked the desk vigorously with a copy of the Express.
I knew it, sir. I knew it. I told him at the theater as soon as ever I saw the newspaper. One day there'll be a murder in that family, I said. Madame Rene was a great artist, sir, and I mourn her.
My dear sir, who on earth is Madame Rene?
She was the wife of this fiend, sir.
The late Mrs. Harvey.
Alas, I knew her well.
They said you had some information for us, sir.
My name is Ponsonby Diggs, sir. D-I-G-G-E-S. The same as the actor, Dudley Diggs. Although I'm no relation of his, I am a dramatic tenor, sir. I have appeared with Madame Rene at the Metropolitan, Holborn Empire, and many of the other music halls in London, as well as the Hippodrome of Manchester, and in most of the principal cities of the provinces. I am not unknown.
The information, sir, if you please.
What information, sir? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, yes. I have heard that viper say many and many a time, sir.
What viper?
The unspeakable Harley.
Dr. Harvey.
Oh, Harvey, indeed, yes. You are correct. I have heard him say many times that he has always been enamored of the Belgian coast as a holiday place.
Oh, very interesting, I'm sure. Well, thank you, Mr.
Diggs. At the real point of my visit, sir. Only yesterday morning, perhaps even as you and your men approached Hilldrop Crescent, I saw this fiend.
Where?
In Victoria Station, sir. Oh, no, but bear with me, I beg you. The boat train for Folkestone leaves from Victoria Station.
Folkestone?
The port for Antwerp, my dear sir.
Information at once was transmitted to the Belgian police. It was a mystery to us how they could have left England, but this was too good a lead to be ignored. Later in the day, information reached us from the police at Folkestone that a man answering to the description of Harvey had been seen by a railway porter, and again by a news vendor who recognized him from his photograph in a newspaper. Elaine LeBaron had not been seen. I visited Henry Bernard, the pathologist, in his laboratory.
No, Inspector Waters, I'm still unable to determine the sex of the body you found. The fellow who did it was a very good technician. The merest shell of a body.
Looks like a doctor's work.
Certainly someone with a considerable knowledge of anatomy. Very workmanlike.
No identification, possibly.
Well, we shall see. I will say that identification will be most difficult, but I have only just started.
Yes.
I did discover one thing which I hope will be of help.
What's that, sir?
I found 2.7 grains of hyoscine hydrobromide in the remains.
Message from the Belgian police at Antwerp.
Industriously searching city for trace of fugitives, but no results as yet. Have placed special attention to all transatlantic steamships sailing from this port and hope to report progress in course of hours. Rely on us.
I hadn't thought of that. Certainly they go further away from Antwerp. Harvey was an American after all. If he could escape to America, we might never find him. I must stop up that hole. Many ships at sea are already equipped with the wireless telegraph, I remembered, and instanter caused messages to be flashed out to all of them, with special reference to ships sailing from Antwerp, warning them to be on the alert for Harvey and Le Baron. Another message came from Antwerp.
Your Dr. Harvey, seen and positively identified by former patient of his now living in Antwerp. Girl was not with him. Sending you further details.
I spoke with Henry Burnett again.
I'm coming along, Waters. Found the evidence of the poison, and I shall identify her for you. Find out for me whether the woman ever had an appendectomy.
Oh, what, sir?
An appendicitis operation that left a scar on her belly.
I found out. She had. I told Bernard, who grunted. Nothing more from Antwerp. Where was the girl, I thought? Had Harvey murdered her, too? Ruefully, I thought we don't even know for certain that he murdered his wife. What we wanted was Harvey.
Experience of Captain Horatio Sowerby, RNVR, master of the steamship Claverhouse, Antwerp for Halifax, Nova Scotia.
As we moved down the river Scheldt to the sea on the start of our voyage, I stood on the bridge with the pilot. Few passengers were on deck, it being a very dismal day. However, as I glanced down at the bows, I observed two men standing on the main deck of the forepeak. My attention was directed to them by the fact that they seemed to be holding hands. I was astonished to observe that the younger one placed his arm about the other in a most affectionate fashion. I'll have a little talk with those two, I said to myself. They walked back to their cabin, arm in arm, as I watched them, unobserved.
Message from the Antwerp police.
Unable to discover any trace other than the one reported of fugitives Harvey and Le Baron. Cannot find any indication they may have sailed for America. Shall we continue our search?
I talked again with Henry Bernard.
I'll tell you when I find out, Waters. See this fragment of skin?
Yes.
If I can prove to a jury that that is an appendicitis scar and not a fold in the skin caused after death, we shall pretty well have identified her.
Can you do it, sir?
I don't know.
Continuing the experience of Captain Horatio Sowerby.
I made it a point to speak to those two I had discovered holding hands.
Pleased to meet you, Captain, sir. This young man is my boy. I'm taking him on a sea voyage for his health. Very delicate.
Your son, sir?
Eh? Oh, yes.
You don't look like your father, young man.
Don't try to talk, son. That's a very bad case of laryngitis, Captain. Very painful, dangerous for him to try to talk.
I see. You're a doctor, sir?
Me? Oh, no.
Well, I hope you enjoy your trip. And you, young sir, I hope it'll do you a lot of good.
Thank you, Captain, for both of us. I think we'd better go to our cabin now, hadn't we, Sonny?
There's something queer about that, I thought as they walked away. Not hand in hand this time. The wind blew the boy's coat away from his body. That's when I saw his trousers. The back of them had been ripped down the seam and fastened together again, under the coat, with safety pins to make them wider. Extraordinary, I said to myself. I turned away to go to my cabin. The boy had left his hat on the table. I picked it up. The sweatband had been stuffed with paper to make it much smaller than its actual size. Then I recalled the boy's startlingly crude haircut, as if it had been done by an amateur. Ha-ha, I said to myself, that boy's a woman. When I got back to my cabin, there was the wireless message from Scotland Yard.
I was sitting at my desk again, seriously considering going to Antwerp myself. After all, I'd seen both Harvey and the girl. I should be able to recognize them if I saw them again. Then the door opened, and a constable brought in the wireless message.
Inspector James Waters, Scotland Yard. Believe your man Harvey and the woman Le Baron to be passengers on my vessel bound for Halifax. Woman disguised as boy. Please wireless additional information to aid identification. Sowerby, master, SS Claverhouse.
They've got away. To add to my woes, Henry Bernard came cheerfully into my office.
I've got it, Waters.
What?
That's definitely an appendicitis scar.
Too late now.
What's the matter, old boy? You sick?
I'm dead.
Oh, I thought you'd be delighted. I can prove that it's a scar, all right, and we can demonstrate to a jury that the body can't be anybody else but Mrs. Harvey. And with that hyacinth I found in the body...
It's no good. They'll be in America in a few days, and then who can tell where they'll go? We've been had.
Not necessarily.
How do you mean?
When did they leave?
The day before yesterday.
You're on the telephone here, aren't you?
What good does that do?
What ship are they on?
Claver House for Halifax. Where are you going?
Listen. Are you there? Hello. Are you there? I say, this is Henry Bernard here. Now listen to me carefully. I want you to find out for me at once whether there's any ship sailing for Halifax that will arrive there before a ship called the, what's the name, Waters?
Claver House.
A ship called the Claver House just sailed from Antwerp gets there. Right, do you understand?
There was one, that afternoon, the steamship Morgiana, due in Halifax 40 hours before the Claver House, barring acts of God. I got aboard somehow, leaving messages to be sent to Captain Sowerby and asking him to wireless me on the Morgiana. I'm not a good sailor. It was a bad time of the year for the North Atlantic, and Captain Sowerby's wireless was working quite well.
Waters, this is Morgiana. Has Harvey moustache. Sowerby, master, SS Cleverhouse.
I said no.
Waters, SS Morgiana. What color is Ellen LeBaron's hair? Sowerby, master, SS Cleverhouse.
Blonde, I said.
Water, SS Morgiana. Stewardess discovers woman's garments in cabin of Harvey. Sowerby, master, SS Cleverhouse.
Good, I said.
Waters, SS Morgiana. They are seasick. Sowerby, master, SS Cleverhouse.
So am I seasick, I said.
Waters, SS Morgiana. She will pass us at 7 bells tonight. They are still unsuspicious and practically certain they are the ones you want. Sowerby, master, SS Cleverhouse.
Practically certain, I said. But there I was 2 mornings later in Halifax. The news had leaked out. Perhaps I shouldn't say leaked. Practically everyone in the world except the man and woman on the Claver House had heard of it. The pressmen were in Halifax, some 40 strong. As the Claver House dropped anchor at Quarantine, we all crowded aboard the pilot boat. I went over to the Claver House in a rowing boat with the pilot. Captain Sowerby met me at the Jacob's Ladder.
They're in their cabin, Inspector.
Where?
Come along, please.
A few curious passengers stared at me as I followed him to the cabin door.
This one.
That you, Steward?
It's,
Captain Sowerby, sir.
Just a minute, please. Come in. Well, we made it after all, didn't...
Well?
That isn't them.
I recognize you, Inspector Waters. Oh, stop it, darling. We didn't make it after all. I don't know how you got here, Inspector, but I'm ready, I guess, eh? You won't have to take her with you.
Edward Walton Harvey and Elaine LeBaron, I arrest you both for the willful murder of Cora Harvey. I warn you that anything you say will be taken down in writing and may be used in evidence. Come, gentlemen, while the lady changes her clothes. Harvey had grown a heavy mustache and had changed so much in the few days of flight that it was difficult to recognize him, which had given me that awful moment when I first saw them. Elaine LeBaron was never brought to trial, there being scant evidence that she had played any part in the murder other than that of the other woman. Harvey was tried at Old Bailey, and after a bitter battle opposing medical men, which was won by the brilliant testimony of Henry Bernard, he was found guilty and was hanged, a scant 6 months after he had committed the crime.
have heard another in the series Whitehall 1212, compiled from the official files of Scotland Yard. Research on Whitehall 1212 is compiled by Percy Hoskins of the London Daily Express, and the stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Beginning next Sunday, the 24th of February, Whitehall 1212 will be heard over most of these stations 1/2 hour later, because another great program, Hollywood Star Playhouse, will be heard in the time period we now occupy. Remember, listen next week to Hollywood Star Playhouse and Whitehall 1212. For correct time and station, check your local newspaper. Thank you.
Whitehall 1212, quickly.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time in history, Scotland Yard opens its secret files to bring you the authentic, true stories of some of its most baffling cases.
These are the true stories, the unvarnished facts, just as they occurred, reenacted for you by an all-British cast. Only the names of the participants have, for obvious reasons, been changed. The stories are presented with the full cooperation of Scotland Yard.
Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Here are the participants in case number 604MR530 from the official files of Scotland Yard. Leo M. Stefanovich, former member of the Polish Navy.
Yes, I deserted the Navy.
Marian Konieczki, who'd fought in Spain.
What I am interested in is money.
Kazimir Kashuba, who was found dead. Albert Stevens, the copper's narc.
It's a living.
Superintendent Alistair Watkins of Scotland Yard.
I must warn you that if you expect high adventure in Limehouse or sinister Orientals lurking in dark byways, you'd best turn off your wireless now. We're quite ordinary people at Scotland Yard. Professional policemen, catchers of criminals, and we don't go in much for the picturesque, the way we're sometimes pictured. However, if you'd like to see how we proceed upon a case, I'll ask you to step inside our Black Museum and meet the man in charge of it. Come in. This is Chief Inspector John Davidson, who's in charge here.
How do you do? I'm afraid that the so-called Black Museum is neither black nor a museum, nor is it the Grand Guignol. We have here a large number of guns, knives, other weapons which have been used in crimes. We have also disguises, clothing, exhibits of all sorts that have helped in solving many of these crimes.
I think you ought to explain, John, why we keep these gruesome relics.
Yes, indeed. They're here for a purpose quite removed from idle curiosity. They're principally for the use of the men of Scotland Yard in studying crime techniques and exemplars of crime methods. They bring to life the cold words contained in our files, and the most useful as well as graphic. For example, in this case, Superintendent Watkins is reenacting for you. Now, this is a bullet that killed a man. It was fired from this gun, 32 caliber automatic pistol. And it was Scotland Yard's job to prove that. And this, the top of an ordinary mechanical pencil. This is a very important bit of evidence. Just a cheap little metal pencil.
It wasn't cheap for the man who lost it, John.
Well, it cost him his life, you see.
We were standing in the corner of a saloon bar in Whitechapel, talking. Albert Stevens, the copper's narc, and me. I expect you don't know what a narc is. N-A-R-K. In America, I think you call him a stool pigeon. Every detective in the world has his pet narc, and Albert Stevens was mine. It was an insignificant place we were in, and Albert Stevens' 2 mild and bitters had set him talking 16 to the dozen.
I don't suppose you'd know him by sight, sir, but I could tell you how to find him. That is, I've seen him about here and there. It's American cigarettes they're handing now, but they ain't got many left. And when they're sold out of them, they'll try something else.
Have you got any ideas, Albert?
No, sir, not yet. But it'll be something big, I'm sure of that.
Do they know you, do you suppose?
Nobody notices a taxi driver, sir. They've rode in my cab twice now, and they've never even looked at my face. But I've looked at them.
Will you have another mild and bitter, Albert?
Well, I wouldn't say no, sir. Here, miss. Fill this up here, will you, again? Will you? Thank you. They're some kind of foreigners, sir, they are. Thank you, miss. This I know. They're in the black market up to here.
You said that. What kind of foreigners?
I can't understand them much, except when they talk about, well, what they think is English. Greeks or Spaniards or Russians, I think. All 3 of them. Oh, they tip quite nice, too.
But you're sure they're in the black market?
No doubt about it, sir. I hear enough about it.
Don't know their names?
Well, one is called Marion.
Marion?
And the other's name is Kashmir. Kashmir. Maybe he's an Hindu. And the other is a gentleman in some kind of navy, sir. Not ours. Some foreign navy. He wears a uniform.
Who seems to be the boss?
Well, I'd say this here Kashmir is, sir. He's a odd man, he is, sir.
Is that all you know about them, then?
That's all I know right now, sir. Well, ain't that worth 3 pints of mild and bitter, sir?
Just about, Albert.
Well, I was sort of hoping you'd have a spare 10-shilling note on you, sir.
I have, Albert, but not for you, my lad. When you've something better than a comic trio of foreigners who gibber about American cigarettes, maybe, but not till then.
Would you like to buy a magnificent new solid gold mechanical pencil, sir? Here. A sacrifice for 10 shillings.
Where'd you get it?
A lady gave it to me, sir. Now, what say 7 and 6 to you, sir?
Come now, Albert, you know that's worth all of 9 pence.
9 pence, then, sir? I need the money.
Come off it, Albert.
Well, then, sir, What did you say if I told you these foreign blokes is murderers?
Shouldn't believe a word of it.
Oh, they might be, sir.
Well, when you can prove it, come round and see me, Albert.
Well, don't I get another pint, sir?
Here, miss. Another of the same for my friend here. Night, Albert. At Scotland Yard next morning, I walked leisurely down the long corridor on the second floor that leads to my office. A voice hailed me as I opened the door of my office, and I looked back. It was Detective Sergeant Llewellyn, a Welshman who had been a constable at the Wardour Street police station when I was a sergeant. Here was a welcome face. David, I said, I've not seen you in 6 months.
Longer than that, indeed, Superintendent. It's 10 months, and I'm very glad to be seeing you.
Where have you been?
To the Army all this time, sir. I was seconded to MI5.
Yes, I heard that.
It was tiresome work, but now I'm back, thanks indeed to the Lord.
Taking a well-earned rest, I expect.
Oh, indeed. Goodness, no. There's no rest for the wicked. I'm on a case already.
Can we have dinner this evening, then?
I'm not so sure, sir.
What have they given you?
Oh, a murder.
Good bloody one?
I've just seen the man. He's bloody enough, indeed. They found him shot to death in his car early this morning.
Where?
Chepstow Place, Notting Hill. The constable who found him in his car parked beside the curb thought he was taken with drink and sound asleep. But it was a .32 caliber bullet in the back of his neck and out the front of his head. Very gory.
Know who he was?
A foreigner, it seems, with the name of Kashmir Kasuba.
Oh.
Whatever's the matter, then? Do you know him?
Come on in my room here. I don't know the chap, but I have an idea I know someone who does.
Well, indeed, to goodness.
Come on in. Come on in while I telephone. I've got his number in my book here. At least a number where I can reach him. Ah, here it is.
Whoever is he, Superintendent?
Chap named Albert Stevens, a narc. Talking to him just last night. Mentioned a chap named Kashmir, he called him. Foreigner. Just might be. Now, where's the beggar? Every little bit.
Yes? Who is it?
Oh, hello. Is Albert there? Albert Stevens?
He hasn't been home since yesterday morning. Who wants him?
When he comes in, tell him to telephone Watkins. Watkins, got that?
Hoskins?
Watkins. Watkins. He knows me.
What do you want?
Just tell him to call me, that's all.
Does he know where to call?
Yes, it's very important. Do you understand?
He ain't come home since yesterday morning.
All right, have him telephone me at once.
You needn't shout at me, Mr. Bloodywell Watkins.
Goodbye. Not there. He'll telephone me. I say, where can I reach you?
Oh, I've got all this report on the man to write up, for goodness sake. I'll be in my office till noon.
Oh, he'll telephone me before that, I'm sure.
Well, I must be going, sir.
I'm sorry I couldn't reach him just now. But I'll be in touch with you as soon as I hear from him.
I'll be very grateful to you, sir. It was good seeing you again.
Been a long time, Llewellyn. Well, goodbye.
So long.
So long, old chap. Oh, you dropped something.
Eh? Where?
There on the floor beside your right foot.
Oh, mustn't lose this.
What is it?
Found it in the car with the dead man.
Huh?
The top off a cheap mechanical pencil.
Let's see it. You mind?
Not at all. Don't have to be careful of fingerprints. They've had it in the laboratory. Nothing on it.
That's it.
Beg your pardon, sir?
I've seen this pencil before, Lou.
Millions of them about, no doubt. The chap that was killed must have lost it.
No.
Eh?
I've seen this particular one before. I saw it last night.
I don't follow you, sir.
Huh. That settles it. Look here, closely.
Yes?
See these initials scratched on it? Very tiny here. Probably done with a pocket knife. See it? A.S.
By crikey, A.S., that's what they are. Whose do you suppose?
He offered to sell it to me last night.
Who?
Albert Stevens, the copper's narc. I was just trying to telephone.
Goodness sake.
So that's why he hasn't come home.
Eh?
He said he knew this Casimir. He said Casimir had money. And money was what he needed.
Well, Casimir was robbed, we know that. But I never knew a copper's narc to have the courage to commit murder, sir.
Why, I bought him the courage, old boy. 4 pints of mild and bitter. Suppose that makes me an accessory to murder?
The constables who were dispatched to the home of Albert Stevens reported that he was still absent. At 11 next morning, he had not yet come home. His wife knew nothing of his whereabouts, nor did the garage people, where he usually kept his cab. At noon, a teletype signal was sent to all metropolitan police stations giving a description of the man and the number of his cab, GLP 301. The same information was published next day in Metropolitan Informations, which goes to all police officers. There was no immediate response. Neither the man nor the cab could be found. By now, Superintendent Watkins had been officially assigned to the case, and on the morning of the 4th day, we held a strategy meeting in his office. He had some new information for me.
They found the gun.
Indeed, sir.
They've been taking the car to pieces down at Hendon for us, you know. They found a .32 caliber Walther automatic pistol hidden in the lining of the top.
Good.
Our friend Casimir was killed by a .32 caliber bullet, you know. And ballistics assures me that this is the gun from which it was fired.
Good. Fingerprints?
Huh?
Fingerprints?
None. The ballistics say they're sure that more than one shot was fired from the gun.
How could they tell that?
There are 2 cartridges missing from the clip. And it seems they found too much powder fouling in the receiver and the barrel for one shot. I don't quite understand, but they're quite positive.
They find more than one bullet?
Only the one that went through Casimir's head. It was embedded in the dash of the car.
Where's this other one, then?
Somebody else's body, I expect.
Hmm.
But whose, I say.
Yes.
Oh, blast. Superintendent Watkins here.
Hi, Watkins. Fletcher here, T Division.
Hello, sailor.
Look here, we found your man Albert Stevens.
Oh, good. Found him.
Oh.
Where was he?
Sitting in his taxicab.
Where?
At the bottom of the Thames.
What?
Near Wapping Old Stairs. One of our boats found him.
Is he dead?
Twice dead, old chap. Drowned and a bullet through his heart.
Well, so that's where the other bullet went. I admit I'd more or less dropped a brick in pinning all my hopes of a quick solution of the case on Albert Stevens. Llewellyn and I moved at once to realign our strategy. This was our estimate of the situation.
It is possible that Stevens did murder Casimir, of course.
Possible, but not probable.
The forensic laboratory people, the ballistics people, say that the bullet they found in Stevens' body was fired from the same gun that killed Casimir.
The .32 Walther automatic they found in the car.
But then, who killed who?
I suspect that since the gun was found in the car with Casimir, he was the last one shot, wouldn't you?
Well, then, of course, Stevens couldn't have killed him.
Right. Stevens must have been dead and at the bottom of the Thames when Casimir was shot.
Then who killed Casimir? Obviously not Stevens.
The forensic laboratory can tell us who died first, I hope.
We know.
How?
The gun. It was with Casimir, remember? Unless someone shot him, then took the gun and killed Stevens with it, pushed him into the Thames, and then brought the gun back.
Sounds silly.
Indeed.
Then who shot Casimir?
One of Stevens' friends might have if he knew Casimir killed Stevens. Revenge.
How do we know Casimir shot Stevens?
Well,
Besides, Stevens didn't have any friends. Except me. And I don't think I did it.
His wife, perhaps?
Yeah. Perhaps. Well, besides, how could she get that gun?
No friends.
None I know of. I knew Albert rather well.
What?
Casimir had friends, though. Albert told me about them.
Who?
A man named, his woman's name, Marion.
I don't know him.
And a man who wears a foreign Navy uniform.
Polish? Casimir was Polish and a deserter.
I suspect our man's a deserter, too. They were all mixed up in the black market, Albert said.
What sort of black market, sir?
Oh, all sorts, it appears.
Why should they kill Casimir? Or Albert Stevens?
Well, Albert, that's simple. They found out he was an informer, a narc.
Why Casimir?
Oh, people had been murdered for money before. Perhaps Casimir was cheating them. He was apparently the boss.
Well, a crook who cheats a fellow crook is asking for it.
Let's get on to Marion and the Navy officer.
All we have to do is find them.
Now, allow me to digress for a moment. There was, of course, no record anywhere of Casimir's former address. We put people on that at once, suspecting that Marion and the Navy officer might live close to Casimir's home. But another day dragged by without tangible result. I was sitting gloomily in my office, trying to think of a more tenable theory than the one we had tentatively adopted. Oh, blast the phone. Yes, Watkins here.
Delighted to see you, sir. Inspector.
What's her name?
Name, please.
Miss Dottie Telfer.
Spell it, please.
Talianeerro. You've heard of me. I'm the actress.
Miss Dottie Telfer, sir. And...
Actress. You know me.
Actress, sir.
What's she want?
She said it in connection with Casimir... What was her name, miss?
Kashuba, I said.
I heard her.
Yes, sir.
Send her in.
Yes, sir.
And ask Sergeant Llewellyn if he'll just step in here.
Yes, sir.
Come in. Good afternoon, madam.
Are you Superintendent Watkins?
I am. Sit down, madam.
I thank you.
You said you knew something about Casimir Kashuba.
Yeah, I saw in the Express that he's dead.
Extremely.
And good enough for him, I'd say.
You knew him?
Yes. He was a crook.
I'm afraid you're rather late in telling us that, madam.
Well, I mean to say,
What sort of dealings did you have with him?
Why, I never had any. Well, I mean, he cheated me, and now he's dead. How am I going to get back the £17 I gave him? That's what I want to know.
Why did you give him £17?
Oh, excuse me, sir.
Oh, come on in, Llewellyn. This is Miss Dottie...
Telfer. I'm a music hall star at the Shepherd's Bush Empire.
How do you do, madam?
Sit down, Llewellyn. Seems Miss Telfer has given Casimir £17.
Whatever for, miss?
Well, I expect it was rather silly of me, but I couldn't resist it.
Resist what?
Well, I was having a late supper after the show last Tuesday, and there was a man, Kashmir Kashuba it turned out to be, sitting 2 tables away from me.
That the first time you met him?
Of course. Do you think that... On the table before him was the most magnificent handbag.
Handbag?
A woman's handbag, the kind I hadn't seen for simply years. I couldn't resist doing what I did.
What did you do, madam?
Oh, I know it's breaking the law, but isn't everyone in the black market?
Not everyone exactly.
Oh? Oh, well. I just stepped over to the table and introduced myself, and he gave me his name, and I said, would you mind terribly telling me where you got that adorable bag? I wanted one myself, you know.
Black market.
So he said he manufactured them and that I could have one if I liked. All I had to do was to give him £17 so that he could buy the special leather it was made of. And in a day or 2, I could call at his flat and it'd be ready for me, do you see?
And you fell for that old one?
You called at his flat?
Would you believe it? When I called, he professed never having seen me. He said he was not a manufacturer.
He wasn't.
And nothing I could say would make him give me back my £17 or the bag.
And did you kill him then?
I did not.
Later, perhaps.
I never killed anyone in my life. I'm a law-abiding...
Will you give us the address, my dear law-abiding young woman?
Oh, it's in Maida Vale somewhere. I think I have it here. In my shabby old handbag.
Thank you very much, Miss...
Telfer.
An actress, I think you said, yes. Well, that'll be all, Miss Telfer, and thank you very much. Come along, Llewellyn.
Yes, but how am I going to get my £17 back? The man's dead
You're
now.
not going to get it back, Miss Telfer.
What?
You're very fortunate. The black markets cost you only £17. It cost Casimir his life. Ready, Llewellyn?
Within 20 minutes, a Scotland Yard car dropped us at the address in Maida Vale Miss Telfer, actress, had supplied us. We interviewed the proprietor of that dismal place, a cross-eyed young man in an unusually dirty waistcoat in the red Mingus tartan. His name, he informed us, was Ian Kalbfleisch, and he had a cold.
No, he ain't here. We're quite aware of that, my good man. He's dead.
Did you murder him?
No. Are you in the black market, too? No.
May we see his room?
Tain't his anymore. Whose is it, then? Another man. Who? An officer. Navy officer. Oh? RN, RNR, or RNVR? Not one of ours. Polish Navy.
When did this Polish naval officer take the room, Mr. Kalbfleisch?
Day after the murder.
Oh, you know the day of the murder, then?
I can read. Was in all the papers. Is this man here now? No. Will he return? He always has.
Was this naval officer a friend of Casimir's?
I don't know. May we see the room? Got a warrant? Yes. All right. Second door on the left. Come on, Lou.
All right.
It's unlocked.
Come on. No, leave the door open, Lou. Our friend with a runny nose might just warn him that we're here.
Right. I'll keep watch.
While Llewellyn kept watch from the open door, I made a quick search of the place. I found nothing at all of any apparent importance until I went through the pockets of the navy greatcoat in the closet. I was about to exhibit my findings to Llewellyn when he hissed sharply at me from the doorway. What's up?
Chap coming in, wearing a navy uniform.
People in your room, Commander.
Who are they?
Police. Scotland Yard.
What do they want?
If you'll come in, Commander, we'll be glad to tell you.
Who are you?
Sergeant Llewellyn of Scotland Yard. I think you'd best come in, sir. Come in, sir.
What is the meaning of this, may I ask?
What is your name, please?
Leo M. Stefanowitz, Commander, Polish Navy. What do you want?
I should like to ask you a question.
Well?
May I ask you where you got this mechanical pencil, sir?
I will tell you. I got it,
Well, where did you get it?
I didn't kill him.
Kill whom, Commander?
Why, Casimir Kashuba.
This was Albert Stevens' pencil, Commander.
I didn't kill Albert.
The top of this pencil was found in the car with Casimir Kashuba's body, Commander.
I didn't do it.
Perhaps you can explain, then.
Yes, I...
Well?
Marion did the killing.
Oh, indeed, Marion.
Yes, I told him not... It was Marion who did it, not me.
Oh, our friend Marion. He did it.
Yes, I am telling you the truth. Marion.
Do you know where Marion is?
I will take you to him. Yes, I will help you. He did it, and I will help you find him. Please, let me take you to him.
Please.
Will you please? Casimir was my friend.
I'm just wondering something, Inspector.
Huh?
I am wondering if Albert Stevens was also his friend.
Let's go and find your friend Marion, shall we, Commander?
It was a quiet little hotel we drove to in the West End. Inspector Watkins and me and the commander all jammed in the police car together. The clerk nodded in a familiar way to Stefanovitz when we entered.
Is my friend in?
Yes, sir.
Oh, don't announce us, please. We will work the lift ourselves. Get in, gentlemen.
All right.
Now, we shall see justice done.
Indeed.
The first floor, gentlemen. The door directly opposite. Here.
Who is he?
Leo, Marion.
Who is with you?
No one.
Come in.
Leo, my boy, I am glad.
We are from Scotland Yard, sir. I warn you, both of you, that anything you say will be taken down in writing and may be used in evidence.
What is the meaning of...
You murderer. What? Yes, these gentlemen have come to arrest you for the murder of Casimir.
Sacre, you traitor, you coward.
Arrest him, gentlemen. He is the murderer.
You look, this man. He's the one who fired shot.
Huh?
He's the one who did it. I see him do it.
You see me? You know you did it. He is the one, gentlemen.
I'm not. He should catch me from behind as I sit in front seat.
I was in the front seat. He did it.
Sacre.
Oh, tak, topris, you said, you murderer, you thief, you...
Gentlemen, Marian Konechny and Leo Stefanovitz, I arrest you both on suspicion of having been involved in the murder of Casimir Kashuba and of Albert Stevens. You've both been warned. Have you nothing to say? At the trial, the two men admitted all the details of the two murders. Albert Stevens, it seems, had talked too much about his relations with the police, and someone in a moment of rage had shot him, and his cab had been dumped into the Thames. Walking away from there together, they'd stolen a motor car. Casimir Kashuba, who had been drinking heavily, twitted his companions about the new hold he had on them as murderers. He boasted that he'd had no part in the crime, and one of the two men had shot him in the back of the neck with a Walther automatic pistol. Each man blamed the other. The jury took 25 minutes to decide who was guilty. Mr. Justice McConaughey placed the black cap on his head.
Marian Konyatsny and Leo Stavanovich, the jury have found you and each of you guilty of the murder of Casimir Kashuba. It is the sentence of the court that you and each of you be taken to a lawful prison and fetched to a place of execution, that you be there, each of you, hanged by the neck until you are dead, and that your honors respectfully...
The two men appealed the verdict and won. They were immediately tried for the murder of Albert Stevens and again heard the fatal words,
that you there, each of you, be hanged by the neck until you are dead.
The latter sentence was carried